That's not the same song at all. All right. Ah. There's a lot of boys not in the channel.
Oh, there you go. I'll make you feel better. Do, 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 do.
Oh, God. I love it. Dante, you here? I guess we'll wait till Dante is ready and then we'll do stuff.
I didn't think you could. That's a background edge, right?
I don't know. I think you guys are already lucky enough that I roll like dog shit. That's enough of a bonus.
I mean, all things considered, the fact that we don't have the fact that our game sessions are only about 4 hours and you get 3 bennies for that time, that ain't so bad.
And if the memes are potent, they just keep coming.
They don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. They don't stop coming, and 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 they don't stop coming. I'm coming, hey, don't stop. They don't stop.
The fuck?
They don't stop cooming, and 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 they don't stop cooming. Stop.
Well, since we have nothing better to do, anybody ever go and delete over 300 gigs worth of shit off your computer one day?
Oh yeah, I uninstalled like half my Steam library.
Yeah, I can't say that I've ever hit that point.
Nah.
I'm just perusing through all my old videos and whatnot that I've been messing with over the years, and apparently I just had like 100 gigs of video from like a single payday session, and another 60 from basically every hammer swing I ever took in Red Faction Guerrilla. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, GeForce? Why are you recording all this nonsense? And like 100 bajillion screenshots.
basically
That's
the
a lot of
entire-
stuff.
Yeah, basically the entirety of my video library like dead stops around the time that I got access to Netflix. Because everything before was just like, oh, I'll torrent it or I'll go and buy it and download it, and then you hit a point where everything was available via streaming, and you're like, okay, well, I don't need to download this anymore. So,
Well, unless you want to, put it on your Plex or whatever Corey does.
right. Well, and that's the other thing is like once I got access to Corey's Plex, literally, if there's anything that I want that I can't find any of the other ways, I actually just message him, and it's like I put in an order for him to go and download stuff for me. Which is how I started watching the original Gundam series, which I'm gonna be honest, I kind of regret
Okay, I'm back.
because it's really
Mm.
shitty.
I feel like you'd be better off going and watching the original Macross series.
Probably. But mostly it was just I realized that I'd never actually seen the original Mobile Suit Gundam. And I'm like, oh, I'll watch it, but dude, it's so, like, early 80s cheese.
What's the matter, Phoenix? You don't want to zig Zeon?
I mean, I gotta say, Char is probably the most interesting person there, and he, like, never shows up in most of the episodes.
A lot.
What was that, Dante? Want to
Talk
try that
about-
again?
Talk about him a lot. Hype him up.
Right, yeah, they talk about him a ton, but, like, it's mostly just people crying about Amuro the entire series. Like, literally, it's just this one girl going, Amuro! Every, like, 10 minutes. It's
I never watched Gundam.
great. I mean, so, when I was sort of figuring out what anime was, that's when Gundam Wing and Ronin Warriors were on Toonami on Cartoon Network, and Dragon Ball Z, and that was like really my first exposure into most anime. And of course, that's stuff that I don't know, like for me, most of that stuff didn't age well because I go back and try to watch all those, and I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah.
And then
All
of
right,
course, yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
are we all here?
yeah, I think we're ready.
You know what the next game is? We're gonna do 1940s diesel punk, but we're all gonna be children,
What?
Oh,
and we're trained to use these diesel mechs better than anyone else.
So we're having a time skip? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, if we're gonna do the next game is 1940s game, that's got to be Atomic Punk, the Age of Prasic.
oh shit.
Hell yeah!
You mean Prasic Punk?
Yeah, let's
Like
just play Pathfinder
1940s, we got fucking like old school like silver fucking rocket ships to go up into space and fight aliens with. Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
it's fucking Flash Gordon Punk.
Yep.
My character will just be in the background going,
I'll
God
use,
damn it, stop
Silver
fluctuating
plated
the engine.
mechs that fly around super fast
Yeah, and we'll be like Silver Hawks.
with the fucking deft beams that come out of them.
You know what? Let me just go to the bathroom before we actually get started.
Okay.
You can start, but I'm going to the bathroom.
It'd be a
Who's gonna win that game of Rocket League, Hawk?
It's just idle.
throw you off from the fact that he's actually playing a WoW.
Oh, that's what it is. He's stacking Thunder Armor while we're playing.
I don't know what that does.
It produces a high amount of threat and lowers the enemy's armor.
Fucking Prot Warriors. I fucking played a Prot Warrior in goddamn vanilla. I wanted to kill myself. And I was one of the better ones. I was surprised. But then again, that was when everyone else was a click shitter, just like I was. I just had more abilities on my bar that I knew what the fuck they did.
I always loved when they accidentally overbalanced Prot characters, because then you were just laughing. when we went back for, what was it, Legion or some shit like that, and the fucking the blood DKs were just stupid. So hilarious.
You'd find a blood DK. This no longer hurts me.
Just running around dunking DPS characters like left and right. Open mic spoon.
Don't know why it does that sometimes.
Just sticks on. Yeah.
It's Discord. Discord is trash.
Agreed. Probably get better audio recording quality too off of TeamSpeak. I think Hawk's playing Rocket League in the bathroom.
Nice.
Okay,
Hooray!
I went potty.
Congratulations. Did you get it in
So
the toilet this time?
I had to. Last
Oh,
time when I
wow.
pooped in the shower, I got in trouble.
Waffle stomp.
What the fuck? Oh no.
That's awesome.
They didn't think so.
No, and generally the clogged drain doesn't think so either.
Well, it wasn't clogged. It's just
Ugh, I need a new mouse.
How many buttons you looking at, BB?
I'm just looking for ones that work.
Oh.
how many buttons you want? Functioning?
Seriously, like my mouse button clicks like repeatedly. I can't even get a good Gyazo because like I start the fucking square for the lasso and it just goes click and fucking won't capture it. Won't hold.
Oh. Fun.
Oof.
I have a spare one, I think.
Okay, that kind of worked. There you go. There's your characters for the next game.
Oof.
I like it.
Are we robot people, or are there dudes in there?
It's your power armor.
Yeah, it's power armor.
Oh.
The secret is every once in a while, one of the power armor people are actually just robots.
That's not so
Yep.
bad.
Oh, by the way, the mouse that I have that I can give you, it's a spare one. It's a Razer Death Adder.
I'm not familiar with it. I've got a Logitech G502 or whatever right now.
Oh, those are easy to fix, man.
Yeah, well there you
You
go.
want to know how you fix it?
I'll throw it in the trash and buy another one.
No, it's actually a really easy problem to fix. I used to do it a ton on my old mouse until I broke it permanently.
Okay.
It just requires a little bit of finesse, but you can totally open up the little micro clicker thing inside the mouse and
Mhm.
bend the copper so that will actually work properly again. 'Cause the problem is like after like stressing it so much, the copper has like reshaped slightly and it no longer like properly clicks the sensor.
Gotcha. I'll have to look up a video on that.
But yeah, you could totally take it apart and just do it yourself. Or you can even. I don't think you have a soldering iron, so I won't suggest the other problem. The other fix is that you just buy a new sensor and replace it.
I mean, soldering irons aren't fucking expensive.
No, but if you don't have one, you don't have one.
True story. I tried to fix my other mouse and it didn't go so well. So
Yeah, it's like when I tried to repair one of the cans on my old headphones. That did not go well.
I've had good luck repairing electronics myself.
It is definitely a skill, that's for sure.
Soft hands.
soft hands. All right, are we ready to play?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so last game session, you guys did some shit, flew around in a plane.
Yep,
Nice.
pretty much.
Sounds about right.
You did a lot of talking, a lot of prep work. You spocked with, yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's the words. You spoke with. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. Last session, technically, you had already made the transition to Terminus, but we did a lot of stuff that happened kind of in between. But you spoke with Antonius Burkhart, who's kind of worried about the direction Terminus is going. You talked with Major Thompson about some plans that you had potentially to make an attack on the New Dawn, if I remember correctly.
Correct. As well as like what she ended up telling us to scout first. He wanted recon.
That's right. And that's when you guys came downstairs and saw the Knight Commander.
I got invited to dinner.
Yeah. You guys have an engagement at the palace to go speak with the Knight Commander. You have 3 days to choose when to go or when you want to go. And instead of just showing up empty-handed, you guys decided to go and run the recon beforehand, which is where you took the Sea Senorita all the way out to Illicoven. And you guys came across the New Dawn and pooped in your pants a little bit.
And snapped a fuck ton of photos. And actually had some actual, like, video footage get taken.
Put that there. Indeed, there is now video proof of this behemoth, the New Dawn. As you guys start to leave the theater and are heading back in the very short flight back to Octorind, what's his name? Sergeant Herman Van Straten is kind of sitting there in disbelief. Like, he seems to be looking between his camera, like the big, large aerial camera stills, and the box camera that he has for shooting like moving footage. He's sitting in the back, kind of just like a little bit wide-eyed. You can tell there's a little bit of shock going on, but his professional like conduct kind of came through and kept him from freezing up when looking at this fucking. In a way, imagine it's kind of like seeing a kaiju off your shore, you know? It's like you didn't realize the problem was this big, you know, kind of situation where he sits in the back of the Sea Senor and is just kind of like a little bit wide-eyed, despondent. The rest of you guys continue making your way or sit there and wait to make your way back to Octorind. Where do you want to land, Mr. Vought?
That is
Same place, or are you going to try and sit down somewhere else?
I believe Oh, we're using a more zoomed in map.
Oh, I can change that for you real quick.
Let's head out over near the lighthouse, near the Atlia lookout. We'll set down over there.
Okay. You start making your way towards the Atlia lookout. The rest of you guys are. Well, I mean, it's up to you guys what you guys are doing on the ship.
On the way, I'm gonna ask Stratton, how long would it take you to process that film?
Well, I'm gonna need a dark room, of course, but maybe a few hours.
What time is it now?
It's early in the day.
Yeah, you guys went pretty
went out
early
pretty
on,
early.
like first light. So you saw it in like broad daylight.
So including commute time and all that, it's probably like, I don't know, at the latest 8:30
Like
in the morning.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
8 a.m.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna ask him if it's possible. Could you have some copies ready for me and delivered back to my townhouse by around maybe 3 p.m. or before?
He says, I don't see that as a problem, but it doesn't look like we're stopping in Octarine, Mr. Prasic, or Dr. Prasic.
What do you mean we're not stopping in Octarine?
Well, I mean, if you look out the port side windows, it is directly, well, I think south of us, if my bearings are not off, and we seem to be going elsewhere.
The hell is that man taking us? Go storm all the way back up to the goddamn bridge.
Yeah, as you turn around, he sits back down and kind of like checks some of the switches and dials on his like larger camera. You head back towards the cockpit.
Bang, 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 bang.
Okay, I open the door.
I didn't need you to open the door. I just wanted to bang, 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 bang as I open the door for. Where are we going?
Like, what is your level of frustration?
A little upset right now because, like, what's going on? Why are we not going to Octarine?
And I stop and I turn and I go, let's try that again.
Why are we not going to Octarine?
We can go back to Octarine. Is that where you would like to go?
Yes.
Okay, cool. This is that time. Where would you like to go, Dr. Prasic?
Back to Octarine as we originally agreed. I thought the plan was we fly over Silver and then we beeline to Octarine and land.
You hear from over your shoulder, Dr. Prasic. You hear, "Oh, we're going through with the kidnapping then, huh, Vought?"
Yeah, I guess.
Kidnapping?
Right. Yeah, because we're taking you to a secondary location.
Joke.
It is a joke. That's true. Yes, I can take you back to Octarine. Where would you like to go in Octarine, sir?
Just land us in Octarine.
I mean, you have your military clearance pass, right? You didn't get rid of it?
Huh?
Your military clearance? To be able to
I
park
don't
in the
have-
military docking?
I mean, I've never officially had any military clearance. Nobody handed me a sheet of paper saying I could do anything.
I don't think that's necessarily
But
true.
yes, I can. I mean, what I'm telling you is that I don't have paperwork. So we had like a gentleman's agreement and like a handshake that this would all happen. That's true.
Alright, X, I am 100% the army is not going to go on a gentleman's handshake. So, do I have paperwork or what?
Yes, you have paperwork.
Alright, I will find the paperwork and hand him the paperwork for his clearance to go to his military docking. No way is the army going to military handshake anything.
No
Right.
shit during wartime.
We got a secret handshake they just teach everyone.
Yeah, sure, man. I mean, I'm chill with it if you are. Haha.
Handshake, that's how they know. It's like, that's how they're finding out who's spies and who's not. Alright, do you know the handshake?
Right,
Classic.
because there's no way that paperwork could be doctored.
Can't doctor a handshake, though.
That's true.
That's exactly
Ain't
my
no faking the handshake.
I just throw up the blood gang sign and they know.
Fucking some big brain shit. Yeah, why not?
All right, and I begin to turn the plane around and take us back to the dry dock.
Okay, yeah, you head back to the military docks. You make your way into the lake around Octarine and go to sit down. And I guess in total of about a half an hour, it's taken you, well, actually probably 35, 40 minutes. It's taken you to get back from Illicoven, even with a slight detour. Country's really small. You land and taxi into port. As you pull in and like open the doors and everything like that, next to the dock, see the sergeant gather his possessions, and he walks over to Dr. Axel. He says, Lieutenant Axel.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you'll be needing from me, or should I go develop these immediately?
As far as I know, that's everything. As Dr. Prazik has requested, if you could get those developed in a timely manner and had a copy sent over to us, we'll be having a dinner with the Knight Commander this evening, and I'd like to present some of the information to him.
Sounds good. I'll get to work on it right away.
Thank you, sir.
Sergeant.
Salute him.
He returns a salute and takes his leave of you, following
Sergeant,
his heavy-ass equipment. Oh, okay.
will you be
Terminus?
requiring that audio?
I'm not exactly sure how to utilize it, but I guess for record's sake, it might be useful.
Very well. My character hits a button,
Set off
and
his
if
chest.
it's
That would be cool.
Like fucking Soundwave from the
Yeah,
Transformers.
I was gonna say, so, Soundwave, how do we actually play this back?
my character's going to hit a button on his back.
Do you not take compact disc?
Floppies
and,
only.
I'm going to assume.
Shit.
I'm going to assume the recording material
The
is some
square
kind of
kind,
vinyl or,
not the rectangles.
There were rectangles?
Because I'm assuming you're using like you're actually recording on what, tape or something.
Yeah, it's
That was
like
my
reel to reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna just like have my character hit a button that cuts off a section and then like reels it up into a little spool.
I mean, I don't even know. It could be fucking being recorded on vinyl for fucking
Yeah.
all I know.
Well, if it was being
I'm not.
recorded on vinyl,
I'm
that
not
would
really
definitely
sure
be
about the
a
recording
common-
practices of 1918.
Well, but that would definitely
Uh,
be a common playback, right? Is like if you could record it on vinyl, then you could play it back on anything. But the trick, of course, is getting enough vinyl records to be able to do that with.
We could say that my character
Dude.
designed this to be compact as possible, so probably some kind of tape.
Oh, I was gonna be like, if it
It
was
wouldn't be-
vinyl, you are a jukebox if it's on vinyl.
It's not a massive jump to go like, hey, vinyl is just a bunch of fucking dots that are like sliding sideways to go, alright, well I can do the same thing with like tape.
I mean, vinyl's not dots, but
It's bumps. You know what I mean.
well, they're
That's called
waves.
Braille.
Yeah, no, yeah. What you're talking about is like the old timey like self-playing pianos and shit.
TLDR, I give him the relevant article and then he can leave.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual medium is, but we'll say that you have it. And you give him a copy of the recording, or you give him the recording, and he makes his way to his office, which is here on the military grounds of the headquarters. He hauls his stuff off. Shriver's in the back, like watching him go. She seems to be somewhat attentive to his leaving. She goes back as soon as he's like out of eye shot.
All right, well, boys. Now what?
That's a good question.
We got
Well-
most of the afternoon. Dinner's tonight.
Tell me, Thought,
They
do you
know
have
that.
anything else to wear?
Maybe. Wait, where
Let
are
me
we
Tell
going?
me you don't have anything to wear.
We were going to go see the Night Commander tonight for dinner.
Okay, dude. So you should. I mean, I'm assuming you know then that you're supposed to like send a letter to wherever that
Yes,
dinner is, and
that's what I was going to do
Okay.
now. I just wanted to make sure you have something to wear tonight before I send
Uh,
this letter.
yeah. Let me see. Give me a couple minutes. And I go up into the captain's quarters, and I look through the closet and see if I can find any sort of like dress clothing.
Okay.
Let's see. So should I make like a luck roll or something, or should I just spend a Benny to have something, or what?
Well, you can spend a Benny to have something if you'd like. If it doesn't make sense to you, then maybe your character doesn't have clothes that would match the occasion.
Right. So
Or the Russians stole all of it.
that's possible.
In fact,
That's
the suit
You look at the
jacket.
cloth- it's all Adidas fucking track jackets. Like,
In fact, the suit jacket Alyosha was wearing was actually his jacket, and he just didn't recognize it.
The only thing they bothered to leave was the bathrobe that fucking I tried to give to Shriver.
They're like,
No one wanted to touch
bathrobe
that
is
shit.
fucking disgusting. Who wears stuff like this? And they left it.
So there's like the moment when I open the closet and I like look and I see that it's basically empty.
you open the closet, and this is what you see in the closet.
Oh my god!
Closet is filled with empty empty vodka bottles, and a tracksuit.
It's literally just one of these guys dancing. Like
Yep.
you open the closet and he's in the dance. You're like, the fuck is this? I like my shoulders like slump upon seeing all the clothing that was in the closet gone, and then I head back down the ladder and inform Dr. Prasic and company that indeed the clothes on my back and the handful of clothes that I've been able to find thus far are all I have.
Well, wish I had known this yesterday night. I would have had you come home to get fitted, but I believe maybe the tailor shop might have something they can adjust for you.
Yeah, maybe. Also, right, I believe while you guys were getting fitted, we were retrofitting the seaplane, which I think is probably a little more important than getting fitted. In my case, right? I'd rather would have been here doing that. But no matter. Yeah, let's see.
It's a chance to meet one of the royal family. Imagine the business ventures, what? You might be able to sell one of these sky yachts, and I slap the top.
Do you have any idea how much fucking cargo this bad boy can hold?
Slaps the roof.
This thing takes so many pictures of what are they called? Mega Zeppelins.
Shriver says, "So, we gonna get in the car?"
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
We'll go.
Hey, do you still
Terminus, you're up.
Get in the car.
the silver ghost? Where is that? Is that here?
It's here. That's how we got
Okay.
here.
Wait,
How we got here? Yeah.
get in the car.
Get out of the car!
Get in the car, Vought.
You suddenly realize you're the only one not in the car.
Oh, I guess I'm the only one not in the.
We were all getting in the car, and it's like, wait.
It's like
Huh?
some weird. It's like some weird cartoon sequence. We're all standing on the street douching about, and fucking talking. And then everyone's like, "Get in the car, Vought!" And you're like talking. You turn your head, and everyone's in the car now.
When did that even? How did?
Yeah.
You've been walking this whole time to the car. What was taking you so long?
Scoot over. Let's go.
We're
You
avoiding
guys,
the wharf.
To what?
We're avoiding the wharf.
Sounds good to me, says Shriver. You guys make your way through the city streets, passing through the winding districts of Octorind, and make your way back to the like northeastern part of the city, where the townhouses are for the local politicians and rich people. The constables smile at you. You see just a hint of like oppression on their boots still from stomping the have-nots.
Wow.
Ah, yes. It's the same no matter what country you're in.
Taking a look at Shriver, seeing if she's doing okay.
Shriver looks a little sweaty to you, but beyond that, I mean, she doesn't look like she's turning green or anything like that.
I'm gonna hand her my handkerchief and Miss Shriver.
She looks at you for a second, and then considers. Thank you. She takes the handkerchief from you.
It is rather warm in this car, all smushed together.
Well,
Plus,
we know it's not. We know it's not Terminus now.
Oh no, I was gonna say it could be his exhaust. You might have to
You
figure
see
out how
her
to
dab her brow with the handkerchief. You guys pull into the townhouse's parking or car park, and you guys all dismount the vehicle. Walking up the steps, you can see Mr. Balk, attentive as ever, opens the door as you guys reach the base of the stairs, and comes out to receive you as he usually does. He says, "Welcome back, Dr. Pressing.
Thank
Dr.
you, Mr.
Axel, Mr. Vought, Ms. Shriver, Mr. Balk, Terminus.
Greetings.
Terminus, a letter came for you while you were gone.
Excellent.
Here you are." He hands
Thank
you a letter that has a wax seal on it in red wax. You guys walk into the front foyer.
I take off my jacket and I go and sit down on the couch.
Mr. Bot, do you happen to know the address for the tailors that we called yesterday? I want to know if they possibly might have had something on the rack that would fit Mr. Vought here.
I can contact them, sir, if that would be to your liking.
Yes, thank you.
Right away, then. You see him head off from the room that you guys are in, leaving you alone in the foyer.
So, what's in the letter, Terminus?
Shriver comes over and looks at the red seal over your shoulder, Terminus.
Do I recognize the symbol?
Who's it from?
Did you have a hidden girlfriend that you weren't telling us about?
One of many, Pressic.
Spoon die?
Is your vocalizer broken?
Microphone check.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey,
Oh, he dead. Punch cards must have broke.
All right, so my character asks, "Do I recognize the seal?"
You can see that it is a seal from the 1st Cavalry Division.
All right, my character doesn't know about shit about politics. I open the letter.
Cavalry Division. That's the main
military.
commander. That's the group that she was in charge of or running around with for a while.
Cavalry division, huh?
Yeah,
Cavalry.
like literally riding on horseback.
No, you got some interesting friends there, Terminus.
That I do. And yes, Vought on horses, unless you count using a Model T to joust with a lesser rub to be cavalry.
I think it counts.
It's conceptually the same. Your horse is just diesel powered.
My character shrugs.
What's another one? Hold on.
Then I
Pull
guess
out my.
I'm a
I'm
member
gonna
of
pull
the
out my
cavalry
book.
too.
Diesel powered horse next.
Oh no.
Well, why would you need a diesel powered? You know what? Never mind.
All right, so yeah, he reads over the letter, I guess.
Or not.
Yeah, I read over the letter.
It seems like everybody else is kind of standing around you at the moment.
They're just looking. We're waiting.
Open his mail. Get him.
I mean, if it's a private letter and you want us to leave you to your business, you can say so now, Terminus.
Private in what way?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe a personal letter from a secret admirer.
Oh my
This
god,
isn't
just
going to
let him.
turn into one of those incidents where you all become blushing and stuttering like when I learned about sex, is it?
Look, that
This
was a
sounds
very
How about you
Look.
just read the letter? Like, you don't even have to tell us anything. Just, like, read it. There's a lot of preamble here. Go read the damn letter.
Your proximity to my person points otherwise, but
Incorrect.
fine.
I am way over here. They, on the other hand.
Miss Shriver takes a step back away from you as she's like trying to read the note over your shoulder.
I'm standing maybe like 3 feet from you, trying to base those.
Alright.
Just
Humble servant of the realm. This should be good.
wait, is that what it actually says?
There's something about that and someone named Vocal or something at the bottom. Boscal.
Boscal. Ah,
Just
Wait,
Read
why is she
the-
sending
Well,
a robot mail?
God, just read the, like,
Well,
the suspense is
she
ridiculous.
tried- she
Just
tried-
read the
apparently-
damn letter.
just read the. Could you please? I mean, if it's from Boscal, I mean, I am incredibly curious now. I'm happy to hear that she's alive or well. I hope she is.
My processor sense this is going to become a theme.
Are you enjoying this service?
No. Man, this is a long letter.
It's like 3 paragraphs.
I'm just gonna turn around and.
Am I supposed to have the letter? I don't see
Oh.
anything.
Oh, that's my bad. You could have said something.
I was
God,
waiting, assuming you
It
were
says
typing
in
it or
player's
something.
journal, spoon a lot on my screen.
What? Oh,
Give me that.
it never told me that. Let's see.
It should be down by the letter to Dr. Zandink.
Yeah, I got it. Fucking I'll read it aloud.
Well, we're waiting.
XKY47-2. As per your request, I shall try to provide you answers to your inquiry with brevity, as I would be remiss to feign joy for overly lengthy correspondence. Firstly,
congratulations on what I would assume to be is your first invitation to the Royal Palace. As such, I would caution you and your fellows to remain conscious, as the Knight Commander is a busy man. In my experience, there is already an agenda in mind, so it is best not to stray far from the subject matter of your visit if the topic is previously known to you. If this is a social call, it means that his wife, the princess, has made inquiries about you or something you are associated with, and the Knight Commander has hence taken her lead and is inviting you in to satisfy her curiosity in the matter. In either circumstance, it is important to maintain proper etiquette within their company. I have made sure Mr. Bulk, in his current knowledge of practices with the modern aristocracy, and he has informed me that he would do what time permits to prepare you for the meeting of royalty. It is paramount that you speak truthfully and respectfully. If you have a master's grasp of a subject, you should never take no longer than a few breaths of time to answer questions. If more time is needed for consideration, say so. Nothing irritates the princess like someone stammering aloud with poorly formed thought. Do not speak of Her Majesty's daughter Astrid unless she is brought up. She has been missing from her Unit 1 ID in Rosendahl for just over 2 weeks now, and is feared KIA or worse. The fighting in the Rosendahl Theater has been incredibly brutal, and is where the East European Imperial Alliance have concentrated their final push. More people are dying of disease and gas there than anywhere in Greiterdam. I hope you understand the sensitivity of the subject. If you do not, please have Mr. Axel explain it to you, as I feel his grasp of the human condition exceeds Dr. Prasik's. In closing, I hope these insights are of sufficient value in preparation for your soiree at the palace. For king and country, humble servant of the realm, Dame Commander, 1st Cavalry Headquarters, Protector of the Octarine Plain, and Countess of Hoove, Mariska Voskel.
What does she mean? I don't have a grasp of the human condition. I know a lot about the human condition.
You're not a doctor.
Driver starts laughing.
Like, you're not a medical doctor.
I could have
Literally,
been.
your entire knowledge is on stuff and things, not people.
Stuffing things, baby.
I could tell you what stuff and things can kill you very quickly.
That's great, but
One of those is me.
that's not the point of her. As a matter of fact, I mean, maybe that is the exact point of the statement.
Anyway. So Voskel is doing well. That's good to hear. I've been concerned since hearing that. Well, you know what happened to Oakoven.
Yeah, romantic involvement of yours, Dr. Prasik?
No, I'm married.
Oh, well, I mean,
Doesn't mean it's not a romantic involvement.
she looks over at Vought, gives you a wink.
Commander is a respected ally and colleague of mine.
You're saying an awful lot.
Who
Does not know.
No!
There, was that so hard?
Terminus, do you have any recollection of when the last time he mentioned his wife was?
Approximately 13 days ago.
Ooh.
No, it's been shorter than 13 days. You just weren't there, Terminus.
Without prompting.
Anyway,
A convenient response.
well, she didn't perfume the letter, so
Well, I mean, it was structured as such of a professional manner.
Well, and it wasn't addressed to Prasik anyway.
Exactly. Anything this joke ends with that she's in love with the robot.
Thank you for saying the quiet part out loud. That really makes it better.
Does that even work?
I mean, I guess anything can work.
In what regard?
It could very well just be the fact that she knows we're about to meet a man of quite significant power and influence, and it'd be better for him to behave himself in a way that would be becoming to royalty.
If anything, we should just address the elephant in the room and say that maybe we should spruce you up a bit.
I mean, technically, he can wear clothes now because you're not just radiating heat off of your body.
Am I not already wearing clothes?
I mean, like,
He has that nice coat, but I think we can do something about the colors, maybe.
You can't complain about the colors until after Labor Day.
I don't know that the clothes is gonna matter. You put that
my
guy in a bow. You put Tim in a bow tie. It's not gonna matter.
next day, hate you. That's very bad. It's not
bad.
It's not funny.
Bad.
I like how my nakedness was never a topic of discussion beforehand until I suddenly became upright.
Well, it's not necessarily the nakedness. It's just looking to be professional. Maybe.
Just professional, but looking and behaving in a manner that is fitting of the presence of royalty. Trust me, my family went through a bit of growing pains and being accepted in higher culture around here, and we still have some trouble with some families, as you remember with I forgot her name now. You know, the one that thing shot.
Miss Kleinhexel?
Kleinhexel, yes.
Fucking
The
Mr.
Kleinhexel.
Cleveland's mortal enemy? Oh no, it was Hawk's mortal enemy, that's right.
She wasn't my mortal enemy. We just didn't like each other a whole lot, but we were very
she was
She's
only
like
my
that.
mortal enemy out of game.
he was like, you know how you have that neighbor like you'll wave and you'll smile and you say hi to, but you just fucking hate them.
But you really hate how they just.
You're like, hi, fucking.
I mean, Phoenix is the one who killed her.
Yeah. He was just straight up off there. Holy shit. But yes, like the Kleinhexels, I often don't talk about it in most settings, but I believe their family still holds a grudge against mine for some reason. But yes, there is a certain amount of decorum and class to be talked about, and I think under the circumstances that we've had, you've never learned these things. But like,
You said Kleinhexel?
yeah, Kleinhexel.
Like Klaus Kleinhexel?
Yes.
How do you know them? They're in with the Russians or with the Ruslanders.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
aware.
what?
You were aware of this. Axel, have you been paying attention to the last 3 months of information that come across us?
Yes, I know what it was
Yeah.
projected to be, but I mean, I don't remember it being proven.
It was proven when they basically stole one of my vehicles, and they currently have it in their possession.
Is that
Along
not
with
the postmaster?
The Postmaster Kleinhexels?
No.
No.
Did you not say that the postmaster in Illicoven was in control of your vehicle?
No, I owe the Postmaster my
Mr.
vehicle.
von
Out of-
Ilkberg, if I recall correctly?
Out of character. What was said is that the postmaster has been abducted. There was a place that I left for you guys to go check out, but you didn't. Where the other silver ghost was rumored to be parked outside. That was the
Kleinhexel.
Fox and something or other. Flintlocks pub. That's what it was.
And the Kleinhexels hang around there.
And Klaus Kleinhexel was seen around that area.
Well, and
It
we
was
had
information
reason to believe that
went in
Miss
possession of the
Klein
Silver Gold.
Hexel was in cahoots with Slava.
Anyway, moving back to the thing, we eventually, summed that up real quick, that the Klein Hexel had been seen with the Russians, at least according to Jack Dumont at the time, and Klaus was also seen in cahoots in a certain pub in Ilkoven.
Oh, I know he's working with the Ruslanders. I've seen him with Alyosha and some greasy Slav from I don't know where.
Has he been here in Octarine too?
He was like here a month or so ago.
Jeez, why is everything happening a month or so ago?
Well, these goods
that's
are all over the
when-
place, man.
It's a small country too.
Yeah. Yes, but yeah, the Klein Hexels, they never really liked me. But in any case, as
They seem to enjoy your parties well enough.
like I said, that's part of the era of aristocracy and things that have to be done in social settings. You simply allow these people you invite them as part of politeness and things along those lines. My wife was much better at explaining this.
You basically place a facade for the sake of your reputation, but yet you don't know, or you do not allow your true intentions to be shown.
Who are you explaining this to?
I think they're trying to explain it to Terminus.
Terminus, yes.
Seems
Oh.
inefficient.
Yes, I believe you should just speak to Bach, as he's well versed in how these things usually run. While I sorta am, I have a hard time explaining it, as it isn't my main field. We all know.
This would be that familiarity with the human condition, I think, that this Voskal lady was talking about. She kind of ribs you.
Yeah.
Ah, well played.
Smooth little grin across my face.
Well then, I suppose we should start by asking again to clarify the question that I believe Miss Shriver asked.
Which question was that?
I believe her question was, how would a relationship between a robot and a human would work? And I asked to no answer to clarify what she meant.
Oh, well, I mean, anything that'll fit in an orifice.
She looks. Shriver looks at you like
All
a
of you
scolding teacher.
are
Really,
She
Vaughn?
what?
Jesus, man. Why?
I'm sorry.
Are you saying that to me or to her?
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Are all of you doughboys so crass?
Yeah, mostly.
Doughboys? Like, Shriver isn't a doughboy.
No, I'm talking to Vought.
Oh my god.
That's being crass.
Yeah. I hope you can control yourself in the presence of the Knight Commander.
Yeah, no, we're getting it all out now.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Can't take the Lord's name in vain, ladies and gentlemen. That's offensive.
I'm pretty sure I've killed God.
Ooh, you definitely can't say that.
I will shortly. So I pull out my nuke in my pocket.
All right, you pull out a glowing stick of fucking.
Come on.
Damn it, Isaac, the fat man isn't ready.
I thought I put this in the fucking lead protective case. Shit!
It burns! It burns! Somebody help me, please!
Pocket the whole time?
I don't want it in my pocket the whole time. That'd be stupid.
Wait, I feel fine. Oh, there.
Runs his hand through his hair. It just falls out.
I think we already talked about. I think I don't know if we talked about this, but in canon, Prasik is actually sterile now after all his work with his Savant.
I remember. That's why he's got the one child.
The one child he's got. All of his family has like 3 or 4 kids, 5 kids in some cases. He's got one.
All right, so I guess we'll see if Mr. Vought is gonna get an outfit. I don't know if you should bring him, Dr. Prasik.
I'm suddenly thinking about not bringing him at all in order to avoid being embarrassed there. The one thing we haven't been the one thing we haven't been rolling and we just kind of forgot about is that Vought's native language isn't Gratterdam.
Oh, yeah.
We completely forgot about that. I just like to think in my head that every once in a while we'll have to correct each other, and this is like why there's like so much misinterpretations going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's not my native language either, but I'm fluent in it.
Yeah, you're fluent enough that it doesn't matter. I think I upped my English recently. Let me see. Nope, I didn't. See how good I am in certain doughboys. I can do it in their language. Yes. Alright, but yeah. In the meantime, I suppose while Bulk is teaching you about decorum and where the salad fork sits on the table.
My question is once again not being answered.
Oh, in relation to relations between a human and a robot? I suppose the same
I wanted
way.
clarification what they meant.
Oh,
Which slinks out of the room.
Which one did Miss? Oh, nope, she's left. So I guess we end on Vought's crash joke of that.
You're welcome.
Don't worry, X. I completely understand why this is a problem.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bulk, if you may, leave the letter requested. Miss Voskel herself requested that you teach Terminus here about.
She requested
ways
Axel
of
to do it. She didn't even know your butler.
No, she mentioned him by name.
Dr. Axel?
No, she
No,
mentioned
Mr.
Bulk by
Bulk.
name. By name in the
Hold on.
letter.
True.
I have made sure that Mr. Bulk is current in his knowledge of practices within
Oh,
the
yeah.
modern aristocracy, and he has
Yeah.
informed me that he will do what he can with the time, or as time permits, to prepare you for meeting royalty.
Yeah.
Am I going insane? I remember fucking Axel being mentioned here somewhere.
Both remember.
Down
No,
at the
it's
bottom,
ma-
third paragraph.
It's
For
it's
the human
about me
condition.
having human, yeah.
Yeah.
And why you don't bring
Oopsie.
up the fucking princess's fucking potentially dead
Possible
daughter.
being dead. Yeah.
So, I heard your daughter's probably dead. How's that feel?
Heard your daughter's serving down in Rosendahl. I also heard they're gassing the shit out of Rosendahl.
You think they use Dijon mustard gas on her since she's rich?
By the way,
Like, yeah.
I heard
do
they
that.
use this brand of mustard gas. I just produced one of the 3 mustard gas grenades that no one has ever talked about ever since the incident.
Oh dear, says Mr. Bulk.
Yes. I believe this might be the one time we will ask you to not bring the shotgun with you.
Might I also suggest leaving any other weaponry as well? Terminus.
My character kind of tries to crane his head back, looking at like the bloody shovel sitting on both of his exhaust ports.
That seems wise.
Also, perhaps you might want to sanitize that.
Is there any reason why?
Blood carries diseases.
Interesting. I did not
That's
know
why-
that.
That's why
At
none
least
of
I
us have
believe
touched
that
it.
to be the case. Is that correct, Mr. Axel?
Yes, it's in fact very correct.
So then why is this only coming up now?
My character looks
We've
pointedly
all
at
sort of
Axel.
avoided it as much as possible.
That, and when you're hitting Ruslanders with a shovel, it doesn't really quite matter if, they catch a disease, because they typically don't have the allotment of time to catch said disease.
Yeah, we're not.
But now that we're not
worried about
exactly
massive
actively,
infection.
we're not actively engaging in physical altercations, so might be best just in case, you brush up against somebody or there's an accident, it most likely will be a friendly now, so.
Very well, but be sure to inform me of these things ahead of time. We've been together a great deal. I marched through a cave with you with these things.
Well, some things are just details that tend to not be expressed at the time, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Lots of things aren't important until they are.
In any case, Bot, do you happen to have the address for the tailor? I believe I could just go with Mr. Vought here and.
Yes, sir.
we'll sit
I've
down.
gathered
Also,
the
did
card
they-
for you.
So what time is it? They were supposed to drop off the suits by now, right?
And that's at noon. You guys are probably at like 8:30, 9
Ah.
o'clock now.
We'll just see if they're ready when we get over there and pick them up if possible.
Very well. I suppose I'll go clean these things off. Mr. Balk, if you would like, we could schedule this talk sometime later.
Of course.
about now?
When you have time.
I have lots and lots of time, Mr. Balk.
My character walks away.
Well, if you'd like to get started now, then I can start advising you on the intricacies of high society.
Very well.
As my character's walking away, he just starts like hoisting the shovel over
"Come
like
with me."
the two exhaust ports and starts like
I can speak while you
taking
clean.
like an acetylene torch or a brush or something to the shovel.
He takes you off into another room and begins to explain etiquette in royal settings to your 5-year-old robot self. A lot of it seems shrouded in ceremony. Quite a bit of it doesn't seem to make logical sense, but it is the norm, he assures you. Over the course of the afternoon,
Mention sex of any kind while in the palace. Got it.
But I read this one book called The Aristocrats, and they did all kinds of crazy stuff in their palace.
what's your thoughts on Caligula?
I've heard fascinating things about the vomitorium. Tell me more.
So during this time, he's basically filling you in on how to act around royalty and whatnot. I wanted to ask, are you going to make this document available for other people to see, or do you want to keep it to yourself? The letter from the Dame Commander.
You can let other people see it. My character doesn't really care about privacy all that much, even though he's just like confused. Like, why is everyone just like crowding around me wanting to get at this fucking letter?
Excuse me. All right.
So, speaking of which, does he have a special letter opener device among his little tentacle things?
Did that work? I don't think that worked. Hold on, here we go.
Who are you listing it under?
There we go.
Letter to
Correspondence for the Dame Commander.
Yep, okay.
All right. If anybody wants to actually give that a deeper dive, you're free to while Terminus goes in the other room and is learning about salad forks and etiquette when drinking, etc. Not that that really affects him, but stuff that he should know either way. The rest of you are going to crash the tailor shop first.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the tailor shop real quick and see if we can get anything picked out for Vought that fits him. If anyone wants to come with, I'm gonna have him drive the Silver Ghost over there.
Okay.
Yeah,
If anyone else wants to come with us, they're invited. But, I'll probably just go around and be like, "Hey, Axel, do you want to come see your suit? And if it's done,
Yeah, I will. I will gladly join you, just in case I need some altercations. My wide shoulders,
my big old ding dong might need more space."
I've tailored a pinstripe banana hammock for you, sir. Very
Secretly-
fetching.
Secretly, the guy he goes in there so about that the little pocket, the interior pocket for my trouser hammer.
For my 3-handed blunt weapon. All right. You guys head off early to the tailor shop, heading down to kind of the central district where a lot of the shop fronts are. It's kind of like you're heading down to the equivalent of Octorine's Rodeo Drive. All of the high society shops are in that area.
I know the way.
Of course you do.
Gonna go stop and get my new Christian Dior face mask, reusable face mask. Look at that nice one.
Oh boy.
All blinged out and everything.
I believe the
Yeah.
appropriate term is iced out.
Look,
So-
boy, this is
Iced
an
out
old
gas
one.
mask.
Hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
gotta be cool.
All right. You arrive in the the fashion district. You can see that there are plenty of shops around. There's jewelry shops and expensive technology shops and whatnot. There's a car dealership here. Several fashion outlets, or not outlets, but shop fronts. You can see, in spite of the war effort, there are a lot of people who are still kind of heading around the district. And thanks to an influx of supply from the USV, the crunch of being a nation at war has been somewhat alleviated by the newfound supplies coming in from across the Atlantic. You guys stroll into the shop front, where you can see that there are a white 3-piece men's suit, very fetching looking, in the window, and a white floor length gown for female attire that would match as well. The gown itself has bicep length gloves, or what would they be called? You know what I'm talking about. The really long kind of ball gown style gloves, as well as a wide brim kind of lacy hat that goes along with the attire. You guys walk into the rich thank you, opera gloves. You guys walk into the shop face, and you can see lots of rich mahogany woods all around the different displays and whatnot. The place essentially just oozes opulence for the discerning aristocrat in Octorine. Immediately when you come in, you see the young woman that was with the tailor immediately come over to attend you. She begins asking you questions about, if there's anything else that they can get you. They assure you that the clothes are on schedule and shall be ready. If you're waiting around, they should be ready by probably 10:30. We're just putting the final touches on them.
I have a question. I believe I am in need of a suit, preferably, I don't know, something that you'd wear to meet nobility, right? That's what the plan is.
Yes, we are going.
Oh.
We're going
Do
to a dinner tonight.
Happen to have anything off the rack that I might be able to try on, or is everything here bespoke?
Well, we do specialize in bespoke suits. This is somewhat urgent, it sounds like.
Yeah.
We might be able to find something for you. Give me a moment. She moves off into the back room. You see her open the door, and you can see what looks like a couple of people like working on outfits that are essentially sitting on mannequins. You can see like the back of the tailor that you remember from yesterday, who's working away on what looks like Mr. Axel's outfit right now. It's looking pretty damn sharp for not even being fully complete. She closes the door behind him. A few moments later, the tailor comes out and says, Dr. Prasik, it's good to see you. My assistant has told me that you have somewhat of a dilemma. You have an engagement this evening.
Yeah,
I
said
I can try and rush something for you, but it is going to cost you extra, as I do have other clients currently that are expecting their merchandise in a timely fashion. You understand,
I
would
understand.
imagine.
I understand completely. I'm gonna look at Vought for a second. I go, how much extra?
No, really, Dr. Prasik, it's fine.
Shh.
No,
He's from out of town. USV man. He's a wealthy businessman. In fact, he's the heir to Vought Industries right here. You know, slap his back and pull him forward.
Oh,
He's
there
here.
was something about his accent. Vought Industries, you say?
Yes, he's here, hoping to start, getting some of his Vought automobiles and aircraft sold to the Gratadam public. I'm sure he can tell you more about it himself, but later, as we are attempting to make a dinner arrangement, we believe that his sky yacht had something for him to wear, but turns out someone might have stolen it.
Well, given the rush nature of the job, I'm going to have to ask you for 30% more for his order than I would normally ask. Is this agreeable?
Sounds agreeable to me.
Very
Slap
well.
Vought back once more.
Mr. Vought, if you could please stand over here. He points to a raised stool and seems to want you to stand on it.
okay, I walk over and stand on it.
He begins carefully measuring you, having you turn and checking with his tape measure, like how. What was that?
I said, look left and cough.
Whoa, hold on. I thought we were getting suits.
That's
You
how
check-
they.
He checks your oil, throws a little dipstick up your butt. But he quickly and efficiently takes your measurements down, and a moment later, his assistant is out there with cloth swatches, different variations of materials that you might want to have your suit made out of. You're familiar with the process. It's just been a while since you've actually had to do anything like this.
Right.
But the process doesn't take too long. The person is a consummate professional. And after you guys are done taking the measurements, he lets you know that he'll try and get it rushed done this evening. He asks you, so what time do you think you'll be needing this evening?
I haven't actually quite made the dinner arrangement yet, but we wanted to make sure that we have them ready for today, so that way if they're available tonight, we can go. But I'm going to check with could we have them available by, let's say, 5, 6 o'clock?
That is a tight schedule. I think I can make this happen. It would
Thank
be
you.
better if it was 6 o'clock.
6 sounds fine. Thank you. I appreciate your business,
Of course.
your willingness to make this happen.
He gives you a nod and goes back into the back room. The assistant kind of waits around to see if you guys need anything else. She asks you about accessories, top hats,
I'm looking at one of their.
timepieces, anything that might
Yeah,
go
looking
with
at their
your
hat.
suits. Yeah, they have many fine accessories to go with their suits as well.
Any nice cufflinks? Ooh,
Yep.
Ooh.
Always have to have
Pocket handkerchiefs, pocket things. But I forgot what those are called exactly. Pocket squares, yeah, one of those.
Okay. You guys pick up any accessories that you guys might want at this point in time,
Get some hats.
and from there, you guys essentially have a bit of time before
And
you're expected anywhere. The sergeant is going to be coming sometime afternoon to bring you guys photographs.
at some point when we step out, I want to head to the post to be able to send off a letter and see. Not the post, but like a telegraph. One of the telegraphs and telegraph the palace because I think they have one of their own, right?
Where are you going for a telegraph?
I would like to find some place that I can send a telegraph from.
There's
The
a telegraph
telegraph
company. There's actually quite a few around Dr. Ryan that you can
Yeah.
go to. They're often located in like train stations and post offices as well. So
Yes, okay, the post office will work for me then, the nearest
Okay.
one. Then
Yep.
telegraph the palace and see if tonight's good for them or if we should come tomorrow night.
okay, you go and you send off a telegram to the palace. It takes about 20 minutes to get a reply, as you're kind of like sitting around on standby. You get a telegraph from the palace, not obviously from like the Knight Commander or anybody in power, but authorized by them. That says the invitation is standing. You can choose whether or not you want to be there tonight or tomorrow night. They're flexible.
Okay. Sounds good. We're going tonight then. Not gonna tell anyone else. I'm just gonna keep the plan going as if we're going tonight. Yeah, good enough.
Okay. You set that all up and head back to the townhouse to await the sergeant's arrival.
Hell yeah, I want to go over the pictures we took so I can pick good ones.
Okay.
The Knight Commander
Right.
does know about Terminus, right?
That's a good question. Did we go? We went with Terminus, right? Yeah, we were. He was there with Terminus originally. I think we mentioned that. Like they were expecting -2, and I said that this is. I remember saying that this is Terminus, and he is -2.
Are
You did make an inquiry about it. I don't remember exactly the nature of the conversation at this time, but I'm pretty sure it was because he was there.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that we're not showing up with any surprises.
No, he was invited specifically. That's why Vasco sent a letter.
Well,
And we all know how much Prasik hates surprises.
Well, do now.
I like the sound of that.
I'm just being real with you right now. I'm just cranking this Russian hard bass. I can't stop.
Meanwhile, Axel's in his room.
Suka!
Did y'all say something? I hate the Russians, but their music is popping.
I had to turn it back on for context.
So should we go tonight, or should we just maybe take
We'll just
that?
just hoping to see that the pictures came out good, and maybe we select a few images that wouldn't be too disturbing to anyone. Maybe, who knows? Maybe the Knight Commander would like to be one of the first people to see the New Dawn from an angle that we haven't seen it from yet.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna do another, are you talking about another reconnaissance mission, or just obsessing the
Talking about
picture?
showing the photos. and
Showing
video.
him the photo.
Well, he
Hey,
did
look
say
at this poster.
he'd be able to get him down to us by the day, or at least he expected. There's an expectancy that he could. So,
Salad for lunch, by the way, X?
What's up?
I said I'll have the chicken salad for lunch.
Okay. Your chef brings you out chicken salad.
Hell yeah.
you feel well rested. You get +1 on your initiative.
Hell yeah.
Around let's say 12:30, your suits are delivered. Not the one that's remaining still, but hitting their timeline is important for them to be punctual. They deliver the suits for Mr. Axel or Dr. Axel and Dr. Prasik, and assure you that they're working hard on getting the third suit for you in a timely fashion. You pay them, they leave, and about 30 to 45 minutes later, Mr. Balk lets in Sergeant Van Straten. He walks in with a bunch of like leather art print protective cases, and he sets them out on the table. He says, "Gentlemen, so here are some of the choice prints that I captured from our endeavor last evening." He says, if you have a look, you see him fiddle with the zipper on the case and zip open a large print. I would say it's about big enough to fill up a pretty average sized coffee table, like the case itself. And there are several large photographs in it.
Okay.
You see in pretty decent quality, large black and white images of the New Dawn. The cameras are powerful enough to have captured infantrymen on the decks walking about, as well as airplanes and stuff like that. Pretty good shots of the armaments from the different areas that you're looking around. He says, I've been going through with magnifying glass and just trying to see extra details about the capabilities of this thing. The cannons on the side seem to be massive. You see him hand you guys he has a magnifying glass for you guys to look through if you wanted to scrutinize the pictures any further.
Oh, yeah. I would. Go ahead and see if I see anything special here.
Can I roll an investigation as well?
Yes, you may. Notice or investigation is fine.
Go.
What?
Oh,
Not a 35 on your notice check there?
Not today. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just do it. I'll roll it again. See what happens.
Throwing them bennies away.
I don't think anything major going on right now.
You got success with a raise. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, I'll take the first one.
Yeah, I'll roll it.
Oof. So,
I'll keep
Mr.
that.
Axel is looking at the backside of a photograph. Man, we didn't capture anything but clouds.
Suck.
We
turn it
ain't
around for
found
him?
Shit.
Oh.
We ain't found shit.
Here's a candle. Actually, might be having a little trouble there.
Everything's so white and just blank. You must have left the camera lens on or something.
What an idiot!
Sergeant, you're fired. I'll report to your.
Looking through the stack of photographs, you find one in particular that catches your interest there, Dr. Prasic. It's not so much the new dawn that catches your eye, but from this angle, you manage to catch down into a valley in the Sentinel Mountains. What looks like maybe a camp or something. The details on it are not exactly great, but it definitely looks like somewhere nestled in one of the valleys below is some sort of a maybe installation or settlement or something.
Looking closer at it, I'm gonna point it out to Axel and say, What does that look like to you?"
I'm still looking. Am I still looking at my my blank photograph?
No.
I don't know. Looks kind of like a big base. Buildings and bases. All it looks like to me. Can I battle roll to see? Can I? Well, I don't know if you were gonna let me do 2 rolls regarding this, but can I battle roll to see if it's anything as far as like my tactical know-how would recognize? Or do you want me to keep my current investigation?
Well, I think I'm not sure that battle would actually really help. So the other thing about it is that this was not the focus of where he was trying to get pictures. And it's really only because he got a success with the rays that he actually even saw the like kind of blurry image of what looks like maybe a camp down there or something.
Okay.
So it's not like it's really like high enough definition, I guess, to really discern what is down in the camp, but it's evident from the shot that there seems to be something down, like nestled in a valley somewhere in the Sentinel Mountains.
Based on where we knew the New Dawn was, could we accurately go back to that spot and fly over it again if we?
Yes. With a proper navigation roll or a survival roll, I would say, you could probably find the right set of peaks to look in between. The difficulty there, though, is that you'd have to risk getting much closer to the New Dawn than you're probably comfortable with.
The other thing is we could also pinpoint, right? If we have like an actual like topographical map,
right?
We can pinpoint that location, and based on that, we can know like what's in the immediate vicinity.
Right, and that would be a survival check for anybody who wants to like try and more accurately get an assessment of where it is.
Could I?
Oh,
being that I am from Ilkoven, and in the past have done many hunting excursions, use common knowledge instead of survival for this.
No.
Dang it! I tried. All right.
No, I mean understanding the mountain ranges is.
I know. I'm waiting. I was pitching it, seeing if I can get it.
Yeah, it's more in the wheelhouse of survival, map and compass work and whatnot. That said, I mean, common knowledge is great for like finding fishing holes that like people have known for a while. You know, that are the good spots and shit like that. But
did I do it? Nope. I don't know
nope.
where that is.
But it looks like Dr. Axel has a pretty good idea of where, like, the valley that it's in. It may not be pinpoint accurate, but you're pretty sure looking at the peaks around in the photograph that looking at a topographical map, you could identify the valley that the installation is in.
Okay.
And you have one of these maps, don't you? Right? I think we were looking at some the other day, right?
Yes, there are maps here.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
maps,
So
yeah.
let's cross-reference, and I can take a look with Dr. Axel, and using my piloting skill, we'll see if we can narrow down the area.
I mean, we can do that. Do we?
I mean, we have nothing better to do right now, right?
So you're.
Yeah.
All right. So let me make sure I'm understanding. You're talking about looking on the map and using your piloting skill, or actually going there and using.
You know, because it's for the navigation, right?
He wants to
For the-
try and assist you in another survival role. I
There it
think.
is, to like better pinpoint
Okay,
the area. Yeah, I mean, I can make the roll myself, but like X mentioned that it's more specific to survival, but I can assist you because it's navigation and it's specifically
I would allow-
utilizing like aerial navigation.
Yeah, I would allow piloting as a skill that can assist.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely help you out with that.
I mean, if you want me to roll again, I will. Else, I don't think you assisting is going to get me.
It's
High
not
forward
gonna.
with
Yeah,
that.
a +2 on that roll is not going to affect. But if you wanted to like go back to the drawing board and try and roll again,
I'll throw
You might
in
get a
that.
better
Maybe we
outcome.
might come up with some bullshit numbers.
All right. Well, I'll roll survival again. Oh, ain't gonna be happening. Ain't gonna.
even with that, yeah, it's not enough. It gets you to 7. That's about as good as you're going to get here without actually going to like a professional cartographer, somebody who has a wider knowledge of the area. But you're satisfied that you have like the general area pretty well done. And anybody that goes into that valley is going to see the installation either way. So, I mean, it might be more important if you were hitting it with artillery, but you're not at this point. So, that's about what you get. Sergeant Von Straten is looking at it with you guys as well, and he's sitting there going like, "Wow, how could I have missed that? I guess I was so caught up with the New Dawn, this Mega Zeppelin."
Don't do yourself a disservice. You were busy doing your job.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just
He nods.
curious. I'm wondering if it's ours or theirs.
Well, if you guys want to go back up and take more photographs, I'm your man.
Well, I think our best plan action would. You already distributed these to the major, correct?
As soon as these are done, these are going up to, or have gone up to the upper brass.
All right.
These are copies, correct? That you brought from
Of
me
course,
here?
official record has to go directly to headquarters. OSI is going to review the photographs as well. I imagine that anybody with Royal Commission will have immediate access to it if it's pertinent. But yeah, it's part of standard procedure to make sure that the original copies go to headquarters for intelligence assessment.
Good. In that case, do you mind if I keep these ones?
Yeah, by all means, you can keep these. I made these extra copies for you.
Thank you. Stratton. So then,
Now- I don't want to be too much of a pain, but can we kind of redo this scene? I brought my camera. I'd kind of like to get some footage of you guys poring over the pictures.
for the documentary,
Of course.
just
Man, I
Sure.
wish you would have said that when we were actually going over it. It'd probably been much more realistic for you.
sure. I'll pretend to.
Listen, people don't really like realism in cinema. I don't think it's something that's going to catch on.
Wait, I thought this was documenting for history, not for cinema.
Well, I'm using cinematic standards to, conduct my documentary.
I believe it's referred to as artistic liberties.
See, this man gets it.
Guess I don't. You must be behind the
so
times.
give me the magnifying glass.
All right, hand me the map.
I'll defer to the sergeant then.
Here we go. Set up the scene again.
He ecstatically hops up from his seat and goes back to the door where he set down a bunch of his stuff, and you see him set up the tripod. Excellent, excellent. This is going to be beautiful. Shriver walks into the room as he's setting up the camera, and then walks back out of the room.
Yeah, I just kind of shake my head at her like, no, you don't want to be in here. You know?
She takes the cue and just turns around. After you guys do a horribly forced replay of the scene that just transpired, you're pretty sure that this kind of hackery in the cinematic world is not going to fly very well. But, you know, he's got hopes and dreams for after he gets out of his service.
You could almost say my
the war.
performance was robotic.
Did Dash 2, did Terminus capture the audio for that as well?
No one asked.
He's probably in the other room with Mr. Bach still.
Oh, yeah, right.
I do want to ask something. So, we were looking at the camp, and I know that it's like probably out of focus, and we probably can't get a ton of details. But can we make out whether or not there's like a runway, or whether there's like a fencing around it, or anything like that?
I mean, honestly, your best bet, because of
Is
the
to-
angle, is to go
Okay.
back and take actual photographs, or at least just get eyes on it.
Okay.
Like I said,
if-
the photograph wasn't meant to capture that in the first place. It's only by random chance that Dr. Prasik happened to be observant enough to catch it.
I'm looking at
Effectively, it's just too blurry, basically.
I'm looking at his camera, and I'm like thinking to myself, I wonder if we can use that quartz lens over one of those things and use it for night photography.
Are you thinking
you-
out loud?
Yeah,
You're
I'm
just
thinking
thinking
out.
yourself.
I'm thinking out loud. I'm like, I wonder if one of our quartz lenses that they've been using for night vision could work over your camera lens for night photography.
So you're thinking perhaps we make a nighttime aerial reconnaissance?
Night
we gotta
photography
test
is quite impossible, Dr. Prasik. We don't have
Maybe
anything.
not. Maybe
Perhaps
not.
maybe under flare light or with the proper type of electrical
No.
lighting.
We've been developing a prototype. No details to be given, but it very much allows an individual to see at night. If we
Want
could
to roll
test it
weird
right
science?
now.
Just roughly, is it
Interesting.
possible?
Absolutely. With
Could
weird
you-
science, everything is possible.
Hell yeah! I've just invented a night camera now.
It would require some aftermarket modifications, but it is theoretically possible.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking right now. Do you mind if I? Do you
What if-
have an extra camera?
The dimensions of his lens, and perhaps we can see about developing a exterior lens that can be
Yes,
affixed on and
that's what I'm thinking. Do you mind if I just, set it down and take the measurements myself?
Wait a minute,
He
I'm
says,
not here. What the fuck am I talking for?
He says, well, my equipment is quite fragile, sir.
No, I'm not taking it from you. I just need to get the measurements. Just set it down.
Sure. It's still set up on the tripod.
Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna take the measurements on the tripod then. Accompanying weight. I'm gonna grab the front end and kind of like see how much give it has.
Every
to see
time
if,
you
like-
touch it, every time you touch the camera, you see his butthole pucker in real time.
Yeah, I could
Pretty
tell.
Dr. Prasik, that lens making is a highly precise art, and this is a
Shh. I'm doing some precision measurements here. I need to concentrate.
Dr. Actually, you can see Sergeant Van Stratton sweating.
he does it. It's all right. The
Okay.
the doctor here is very precise in his works.
I do believe we can make this work. I can make the exterior mount for the quartz lens. We can keep the diesel-powered pack external.
The real question is, how long do you think it'll take to put one together?
A couple
Not
weeks.
not very long. It's just
Let's
a
not
matter of...
Dr. Axel seems to think it's a couple weeks.
Dr. Axel is not a man of science and engineering. He's a doctor, someone who understands the human condition, as we've already determined.
have a lot of things on our time schedule that are not going to allocate us to be able to simply tinker around for days on end.
Human condition.
Do you guys? Is this like a lovers' quarrel? Is that?
No, it's an ignorance face-off and who's actually right and wrong. He thinks he's going to be able to develop. When, let me remind you, the goggles took like a week almost to manufacture
It's just
appropriately.
It's just a matter of making another quartz lens, and the fittings and stuff aren't going to take too long. We have a laboratory and we have machining tools and all this stuff available to us now.
What about materials?
We did that. We did the quartz lens in a cave with a box of scraps.
Over a course of a week.
So this is better than the radio.
Are you done with your measurements, Dr. Prasik?
What
Yes,
radio?
I'm done with the measurements. You can take your camera now. I'm writing it down, all the measurements down in my book, and I'm holding on to it to talk to Dash 2 about this one now too again. Me and Terminus are just gonna make all of Atomic Punk happen in the next 10 years. It's gonna be great.
Could there just be like some really basic way that we could test this, right?
Has he not?
It drops the fucking camera, destroys it.
Eh.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, is,
His own camera now?
Please
After
be careful
all
with my
that-
camera.
couldn't we just like put the lens in front of that lens and focus it and test it to make sure it works?
Okay,
I
Rod, leave the science ideas to me. You concern yourself with the flying and the lady. What's the womanizing? Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Amazing.
Dr. Prasik walks in, and that's why it is absolutely vital that you never touch the fourth fork unless you...
I don't eat.
It's like all the forks and all the spoons are gonna remain right where they are because he doesn't eat.
Hilarious. If there's nothing further for Sergeant Van Stratton, he tells you that you can get a hold of him at the headquarters at any time. He's willing to go up and take more photography if it's necessary. But for the time being, he's gonna head back to HQ and go over some more of his footage.
Yes. In the meantime, I'm gonna talk to Axel here. We're gonna pick which pictures we want to take. I'm thinking the big one.
These are
I
all for
shake
you,
the
sir.
sergeant's hand.
Oh, but we're gonna take.
Mr. Vought.
Yeah.
Good seeing you.
Yeah,
again.
I was just gonna say very very nice, great work. I look forward to working with you again.
If you want to go for a drink sometime, let me know.
Now you're speaking my language.
Sounds like a date.
He winks at you and licks his lips.
Oh,
I ain't even mad.
Womanizing and manizing. Manizing?
Man, no, it's just like he's just a man of taste, obviously.
Mayonizing.
Yeah,
mayonizing.
Yep, turning you into mayo. He's turning you into mayo with his eyes.
Oh.
Oh,
Or he's going to
boy.
leave you with some of his mayo.
God.
He's very. That Stratton is very fond of you, Vought.
Yeah, is he?
Also, there's a
seemed like a-
gouging bulge coming from his pants. That man has
He seemed like a-
surely got a tumor.
Well, you're just appreciative of the work that he did for us. You know, he didn't have to do that, so.
Technically, he did. He's in the military and he was giving orders, so.
Yeah, but I mean, could have been anyone, right?
he
And they
gets-
could have been way shittier at their job.
He didn't do it. He gets desertion. He gets thrown in jail, and then time of war, most likely just executed. But anyway,
Oh, okay, cool. So that's how you thank people. All right.
I mean, I did thank him.
People are disposable. They are merely what I use to get things done.
Ugh.
Finally, someone
not-
gets it.
I knew that robot was evil. I set it for him to respond, and he did.
You've hit my trap card.
Terminus, where's your on-off switch?
But anyway, I'm gonna go through the pictures with Axel, and we're gonna pick a few really nice ones and leave them in the folder, and the rest of them just leave at home.
Well,
Actually, let's just bring them all. Fuck it, let's just bring them all. Let them see them all.
the Dame Commander did make mention that mentioning certain things about war and such may not be
Well, that's why I want to just pick the pictures of just the Mega Zeppelin itself.
well,
from
I mean,
above.
like maybe us even talking about it.
Well, no,
What you don't do is you don't talk about it at the dinner table with everyone there.
you don't talk about the guns blowing people up either. Talk about this amazing piece of technology they've brought to this theater, and how we've been the first people to actually take a really close look at it.
I think if you want to show this off to the Knight Commander, you try to do it privately after dinner in a separate room.
Or before dinner in a separate room,
Right. Privately, away from everyone else.
away
That's
from
how
the
you present
princess
that
in
info.
particular.
Right.
Shriver makes her way back into the room. Is the
You don't
nudie
wanna-
gone?
Yeah, you don't unfurl the pictures on top of the mashed potatoes, you know.
No, we'll do it in the bar.
What's this about mashed potatoes?
Oh, it's the photos of the.
Oh,
Dawn.
Shriver, here, come, take a look. These are the photos of the New Dawn.
She kind of walks over and looks down at the table. She says, "Oh yeah, I remember."
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
there.
So was he.
But do you remember?
But wait a minute,
How,
Axel wasn't there. That's it. Axel's the imposter. Vote him off.
I was there though.
Right. What was your last task?
I was monitoring the sergeant.
Dr. Axel was not an imposter. One imposter remains.
Oh, no. He doesn't play with the right settings on.
Trevor says, "So, you guys nervous?"
Not really. Why should I be nervous?
Kind of.
I mean, just somebody with the power of life and death over you. You going to go meet them?
I just kind of shrug, like, what are you talking about?
I suppose it's a matter of perspective. Everyone in some capacity has the power of life and death over everyone else. It's just a matter of the situation that you find yourself in.
I think Dr. Prasik is on a somewhat one-to-one.
Cordial with them. Yes.
Yeah, he knows him from what I can tell personally, so his life probably is not as in near as much danger of being deleted as anyone else. That said, I suppose he could do something quite abrupt that would give reason to it, but
I think I'm like a third cousin, fourth cousin, somewhere along that.
I just work for it. Do you
All
remember?
right.
Not close enough to be royal myself, but enough that they might not kill me. There's like a zone where, like, you know, if you're first cousins to second cousins, they have a good reason to kill you. But when you're outside of that zone, there's no reason to kill you until you get even further outside of it. And then it's just like, well, you're not even worthy of being in my presence. Why are you here?
Well, I mean, then you also have breeding purposes as well. You know, it's safer with multiple cousins, all you royal priest peoples.
There you go. You see?
Filthy inbreds.
But yes, I don't. What do you mean, life and death over me, Striver?
I mean, they're royals. You're not a royal, which means that I'm sure that they have some pretty low regard for all of us here, regardless of what your accomplishments are in the country.
Personally, I've never felt that the Royals hold this to such low regards.
I think this is a difference of political opinion.
It probably is.
I mean, if he's anything like the Dame Commander, he'll be, for the most part, agreeable. Should have no instances of altercation.
But at least
After all, he invited us.
Well, and not only that, but at least they have some skin in the game of what's going on out here.
Well, I mean,
Right,
yeah,
which
the
is
Knight Commander
different.
certainly does.
Well, and the missing daughter.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, but
I mean-
but the Knight Commander himself, he's a military commander, so yes, he has.
In all fairness, Alfred the Saint is called Alfred the Saint for a reason. He's been good to the people who have guided him. He hasn't been some cruel king who tortures his own people and enslaves us all.
I guess I've just been around the streets too long. I don't trust anybody in a position of power to use it correctly.
Oh, I mean, technically, I'm in a position of power, if you want to consider it as such. I'm an officer and part of the military, yet you've worked alongside me for a while. I don't think you've seen me abuse my power in any...
Yeah, but you're decidedly lower class than than they are.
Come on,
I'm
Oh.
lower class?
Than they are.
Well, I mean, if you mean in
Are you
regards to
royal?
royal versus non-royal, I guess, then
You
yes.
start as an officer? I mean,
Uh,
I don't know.
Well, I mean, no, I didn't start as an officer.
my family was pig farmers when we started.
And how long ago was that, Dr. Prasik?
200 years ago.
15 moons ago. It was 1943.
Well,
But the horses. Made me remember the horses again.
have fun at the soiree. I'm gonna find something to do. Something more exciting.
Try to stay out of trouble, Straffer. Maybe stay home. Get some rest.
Promises, she says, walking down the hall.
Oh.
Oh, man.
I'm jealous.
I mean, you can always uninvite yourself and I can return your suit and get the money back for it.
I don't think you can do that when they're cutting up the fabric.
Well, I mean, the suit would just be considered completed and
I'll
put it
just
on the
keep it.
shelf for somebody.
I'll just keep it in my hair, right here for yourself. And you can always pay me back for it.
Oh, is that how we're gonna start this new phase of our relationship? Is that what's going on?
Do you want to start a new phase of our relationship?
What is your deal, man?
Do we need a new relationship started? I felt like we were doing quite well for ourselves.
I'm just curious what he means by that.
Oh, because you're implying that now we're gonna start doing some tit-for-tat transactional relationship thing.
I mean, we already started that way. In all fairness, you owe me a favor now. Several favors for assisting you in getting back your plane. That was the original agreement, wasn't it? Not Vought?
Well, I think, well, I don't know if it was due necessarily favors, more so as the fact that he was agreeing to help us on some of our endeavors. If we would, retrieve his missing airship.
In any case, Vought, I'm just joshing you, and I'm gonna give him a little punch in the side.
He dies.
Roll damage.
Yeah, how do I do that again? Is that just strength?
1d4 minus 1. 1d4 minus 1.
Old man obviously can hit.
Fucking.
Not hard enough.
You're shaking.
No, I'm not.
What's your toughness?
I have a toughness of 10
Jesus Christ, how do you have a toughness of 10?
because I'm a brawler and I have bruiser, which gives me a +2 to my toughness.
Holy shit, those stack? God damn.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Melee character, yo.
melee character. Yep.
The system is broke.
Well, of course, the thing is, right? Like, it doesn't matter
got nothing
how
else.
good your melee is. Like, you can still get shot at.
Yeah, that's his thing, right? He can still
Right.
get shot, and then a bullet does. Let's just throw one of my bullets.
Not enough to damage. Gotcha.
No, 2 AP, so that was enough damage.
Yeah, that would meet my
Yeah, that's enough damage.
that would meet my
AP
toughness,
only
yeah.
affects armor.
No, but so I get 2 armor from my jacket.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm at 8 without it.
Well, now he's trying to go for the big damage.
I just want to see
Anyway.
a big damage roll real quick. Here we go, baby.
There it is.
That's the bonus damage. Actually, the first one, yeah, that would have hit. That would have hit. And that third one though, that would have been some fucking crazy shit if it was
Anyways.
bonus damage.
You guys pass the time until the tailor comes back around at around 6 o'clock and
I
delivers
wanna-
your second suit.
I would like to pass the time by getting the night vision goggles from Terminus, and for that, like, a couple hours or whatever that we have. I just want to test how light passes through it properly. Just
Why?
understanding, trying to understand like exactly what the process is, and if it would actually work, to work translation to film.
Why?
Why do I need? Oh, I was wondering if we could possibly make another lens specifically for a camera in order to do night photography.
Why?
Well, here, hold on. I'm gonna go get the picture. I'm gonna come back with the magnifying glass and the picture. I'm gonna show him the camp. There. That camp. It's in the Sentinel Mountains.
As Presic,
And it's rather
as-
close.
as Presic leaves, I would probably turn to Mr. Balk, who probably interrupted our session, and I would ask him,
Is this what Mariska Voskel meant when Dr. Prasic could be the antithesis of brevity?
I care not to comment. Terminus.
Very well.
"Alright, continue, Dante."
Okay, so I'm back with the picture. I'm like, okay, see this camp right here. It's really close to the New Dawn, and I think our best opportunity to get a good picture of it would be at night. And for that reason, I would like to see if it'd be possible to adapt one of the lenses from one of the quartz lenses to the camera lens for night photography.
Would likely be possible, but that would be requiring some aftermarket modifications.
Obviously, yes, and your assistance in the machining of it.
It honestly wouldn't take that long. We just need to detach the helmet and design the lens.
Oh, no, of course not. I just need to make sure that it actually works. So I wanted to borrow the helmet itself and just make sure that, it's not just a human eye thing. So I want to go downstairs to the basement for a couple of hours if he volunteers the helmet with me, and then just, with mirrors and stuff, and seeing if I can bounce an image from the inside of it to like a room somewhere else where it's not dark.
How I kind of see this interaction going is that Prasic just turns away from me after asking for my permission to start going into his garage.
No,
and
no.
I'm just like, no, let me finish. And I'll just like,
It's your house.
What?
It's your house.
Oh,
As in, you don't have to ask permission to do stuff in your own house. You just do it.
oh, okay. Well, where are you keeping the camera, the helmet, and the engine then? Because I don't know where you're keeping it.
In your house.
But more specifically, where in the house? There are many rooms in the house, and I don't feel like searching.
It's
each one
already down in the
now.
basement, sir.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
If you like, when you're done with the lesson, you can meet me.
Very well.
We're just wrapping up here, sir.
Have you told him about the salad forks?
Yes, he's well aware, but as a point of contention, he has pointed out very thoroughly that he does not eat.
That's a very good point, but he
I sense an
does know that you're not
sense an
supposed to
agreed-
use the soup spoon to tap the glass, right? The wine glass in the event that he wants to make a toast.
I sense an egregious number of polite refusals in my future.
Well said.
Maybe you should
Thank
make a
you for your
modification.
time, Mr. Bulk.
Of course, Terminus.
Well then, Dr. Presic, shall we?
Alright. Yes. Let's go see what we can do with this real quick.
So 6 o'clock rolls around and the tailors come back with the finished third suit. As I said, you pay them off. It's a bit of a conundrum. Terminus has a much better idea of how to get it done, but you're not quite sure how to rig everything up on the science side.
Actually, I think I already rolled that before. It could totally be done. Yeah, the 7 for my weird science from way before.
Dante trying to cheat.
Okay.
I see you out here.
I don't know why I clicked it again, but I guess it was just, I wanted to play around with it. Never mind, it's fine. We're having a little trouble with it.
Yeah, it's definitely in the realm of possibility, but it's not readily available to you. You know, it comes down more to actually trying to machine new quartz to repurpose. At any rate, you guys get all gussied up and head off to the palace.
Hell yeah. Tonight, we dine in Nocturne.
Indeed.
That's a really good toast.
Pinstripe suit on, ready to converse.
All right,
really
you
should-
guys.
I military garbs, but I haven't been back to the base yet, so
Roll your personal grooming skills.
Oh boy, that cyberpunk skill that no one used.
I use it.
I am going into battle.
That was definitely one that you had to figure out how to use, or else you always just looked like a bum.
Yeah, people don't take you seriously in Cyberpunk if you don't look good.
You're telling me that there's a military coup going on, but you look like an unwashed asshole. So what am I supposed to think?
There's a military coup. I just told you.
Look, I'm literally coming from the front line to tell you this information right now.
You guys take some time to get dolled up, and you guys load up in the Silver Ghost, which is newly repaired. You guys sent it down to the shop. That's right. And you guys head towards the palace. The palace is essentially in the very center of the city, and from almost everywhere in the city, you can see like towers from the palace. It's pretty large and very unmistakable. And getting up to the main like roundabout in front of the front gates, you can see that there's some large iron banded, iron wrought gates in front of the castle itself. Out in the front, you can see that there are like valets waiting to take your car or your horse. And there are a couple other people like that are kind of wandering about, like taking care of. You see like other people's attendants. Clearly, the royal family has more than just like one engagement this evening, and it's fairly unlikely that you'll be meeting. Well, nobody told you if you'd be meeting with anybody other than the people who asked for you. But there seems to be some sort of society event going on. Okay, good call.
That is a good plan.
Um, of course, as you all know, you will be checked for weapons. It is unadvisable to bring weapons to the palace. They will be taken from you if you do. In preparation, I assume that most of you, like Terminus, don't bring any weapons of any
No.
variety.
No need.
But you can see like the royal guards outside, and they're in their like essentially like dress blues for their like service. The valets and other people's attendants are like stowing like carriages and whatnot, and handling the other vehicles that are in the roundabout. In the center of the roundabout, there's a large water feature that looks to have some sort of like old sculpture in the middle that is spewing water. It looks like something of a griffin and a dragon fighting in a fashion that makes it so that it looks like the dragon is fighting from out of water, like it's coming up out of the water, and the griffin is like beating the dragon back into the water. This is an old like tale from like the medieval days of superstition in Grider Dam and whatnot. It's been here for a couple hundred years. But you make your way once you leave the Silver Ghost, and the valet takes the Silver Ghost and parks it from you, or parks it for you. You make your way up to the Iron Wrought Gate, which stands open right now, and you see a large inner courtyard to the palace. The inner courtyard itself is about the length of a football field, and again as wide. It's a pretty big like grounds on the way up. You can see off to the left that there are like gardens outside, and many like sitting areas for people to like wait or you know, just to take in the like opulence of the well manicured garden. The scent of roses and other plants that would probably make botanists giddy waft through the courtyard as you make your way in. On either side of you, towering over you, some 3 stories, are the east and west wings of the castle grounds. And directly ahead, you can see the main hall. Give me a minute on that, Spoon. As you make your way up to the main hall, you can see other guests kind of like talking with each other in like kind of cliquish circles. And nobody you know is really here, but Dr. Prasik, you know for a fact that like some of these people are the people that Hakan would know fairly well. There's a decent chance, probably better than average, that somebody here would recognize you from your work, or at least recognize you as Hakan's brother due to the similarity. But nobody has flagged you down as you make your way up to the front gates of the main hall. There is a herald standing at the main entryway to the Great Hall, and you can see. Actually, I should say it's there's a waiting room inside that leads off into several corridors to both the left and right, or east and west rather, that most likely wind into various parlors and other rooms in the castle. The castle is large enough to boast probably over 100 rooms, though you're not exactly sure what the particulars are of the various pieces of the property, but the property is immense. There are several other smaller courtyards around the property on the other sides that are for like more private usage for the family and friends of the royal company. And you can see that there is like a guest registry in the front where people sign in just for bookkeeping's sake. In the main sitting room, there is 2 large double doors side by side. Well, probably placed about 50 feet apart, that lead into the main Great Hall. In the olden days, when the king actually ran all of the stuff, This would be like where people would come and make claims and appeals before the king in the Great Hall, and have him like preside over what would be the justice of the realm at the time. Nowadays, the monarchy, while it is still technically part of the government, Parliament handles a lot of the day-to-day sort of like workings within the political system. Let me double check something real quick. Oh, no, scratch that. It is still a total monarchy, I forgot. So actually, let me rephrase that. To this day, the royal family presides over matters of industry as well as military importance. They have quite a lot of work. You can see that there are stewards and pages like wandering around the area, attending to different tasks. And everywhere around you are tapestries laying out the rich history of Greiterdam. Of course, in the main like entry hall, there is a 15-foot portrait of Sigmund the Saint. It is a portrait of him that it was probably commissioned maybe 20 years ago. He still looks old and distinguished, but now he's 87 years old at this point. He himself has essentially abdicated responsibility to largely his daughter, which is Maya, who is one of the people that you're supposed to be speaking here to today. She handles a lot of the politicking that goes on, as well as international business. But also in the Great Hall, you can see that there is a young picture of, the placard below says Giesmund Adelfred. Giesmund is an 18-year-old fresh recruit, and you can see the portrait is in his essentially camp, like boot camp graduation, like dress blues. Let me check my notes here. Yes, and he is wearing the rank of Ensign 01 on his sleeve. You do remember that just the day prior you had a brief brush-in with Giesmund, who's being trained under his uncle, the Knight Commander, Ulfried Crowford, being groomed for higher military duties later on in his career. There's a man standing next to the registry who is wearing like beautiful like blue and black regalia. No, what would it be? Finery, excuse me. And he welcomes you over and bids you sign the guest book.
Yes, I'll sign the guest book as is customary and put down the names of my guests as well.
Okay. One by one, you guys sign in the signature portion of your of the guest list, and you essentially are sitting here waiting. The man ushers you over to a rather long pew-like but more comfortable sitting couch. It's clearly not meant for you to be sitting on all day. But meant to be politely waiting for the royal family to call for you, to send for you. Having been around royals in the past, you know that this is all pretty much standard fare, Dr. Prasic. And so you guys are kind of sitting in the foyer if you want to do anything for the time being. If not, we can pass on to the next scene.
I will pass.
Pass.
Okay.
Passing.
Pooping.
Oh,
Right there, right on the floor.
he took it down. Oh, excuse me.
Oh god, it's the unicorn dinner all over again.
Oh, no. I hope not.
Yeah, that would be not great.
I'm going to grab a drink real quick and take a leak, and I'll move on.
I'll go get drunk during session.
Yeah, that's actually the reason why that thing unfolded the way that it did.
Grabbing a drink.
Is because one of the players, like, we would play for like 8 to 10 hours straight, and he would start drinking or when he showed up at noon, and so then around 10, 11 o'clock at night, he was smashed. And it was like this big social, right, like a scene like what we're getting ready to walk into, and it's all very political. Make sure that you're doing all the right things, and he knows all the rules, and he's just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And everyone's sitting around like, no, like you need to, like, this is, you know the rules, this is what we're supposed to do. No. And then of course, because he doesn't do it, like, everything like falls apart like instantly. That was a really shitty way to end like 10 hours of prep. So yeah, so hopefully this isn't that.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm gonna ruin everything. I wanna run there and just immediately slap the Knight Commander. Boom. How dare you?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that you were gonna like slap the princess on the butt or something and just like make it soups awkward for everybody.
Soups awkward.
Soups awk GG no re.
No re, baby, no re. I'll get tired.
Hey Hawk, you want some hentai hot sauce? I'll send it to you.
God.
Oh, nothing like that, man.
Come on. I want you to try some hentai hot sauce and review it for me.
Only thing I want to try right now is my bed. I've got them big sleepies right now. I don't know why.
Maybe you should stop playing WoW till 4 a.m.
I didn't play well till 4 a.m. I went to bed at.
You're on hentai hot sauce.
Well, I ain't buying no hentai hot sauce.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it. You review it.
No.
Okay,
Boys.
now I gotta know, what is hentai hot sauce?
I'll link it in. I'll link it in thing.
Oh boy.
Like I know
General.
those words separately, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, they're exactly what it sounds like together.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Oh, Carolina Reapers, Ghost Peppers. Oof. That's a lot of stuff. What's the Scoville level on that, I wonder?
I think it's
According
like, I want to die.
According to
Oh.
PewDiePie, it's spicy. It's really good hot sauce. Just maybe not to drink it straight from the bottle.
And scorpions.
I mean, I'll be honest. This seems like I mean, I'd try it.
Did you say and scorpions or hand scorpions?
Carolina
And
Reapers,
scorpions.
Ghost Pokers,
Hand
and
scorpions.
scorpions.
Hand scorpions. And
I've got it.
hand scorpions.
I'm kind of digging hand scorpions.
Yeah, totally.
Was
How
this a
did-
thing?
How does a man get hand scorpions? Like,
I don't know. You believe in yourself?
The hot sauce for the hand scorpions.
I mean, that's the real answer right there, Phoenix. You just gotta believe.
Right.
All right, so you guys wait in the foyer for probably a little over 15 minutes. You see people coming and going from the into different hallways being escorted. You can also hear the sound of what essentially boils down to heralds introducing titles for like the aristocracy being introduced to whoever they're going to go see.
As is customary. You stand
yes.
up.
A moment later, you see what looks like the ensign, Giesmund, which actually not looks like. I mean, it's a dead ringer for the picture that's hanging in this hall. Giesmund Adelfrid, the heir apparent, is out here doing literal bitch work as part of his assignment, as ensigns unfortunately are forced to do. Walks out, and you can see a clean-cut young man, probably, you guess, 18 years old. He's well-shaven, well-manicured in every facet. And aside from essentially a set of bars on his chest that essentially say that he is the heir apparent. Like, there are no other like commendations of note. Like, he is a fresh slate, basically, in the military. Suffice it to say, he walks up, and the first thing that he does is he salutes Lieutenant Axel. Says, "Lieutenant, Dr. Prasic,
Salute him back.
if you'll follow me, I will escort you to see the Knight Commander." Right this way.
Nod and say thank you.
You follow him down a series of halls, and each, like, kind of audience room that you expect might be the one that he's ushering you to, turns out to not be where you're going. You look down hallways and you see rich, fine furniture in like a hallway with set placings, or placing set all around the table. People inside, setting tables and whatnot. And eventually you go into what seems like an area that seems to be for lower staff, which is kind of irregular. You end up walking through a serving room, which is a room that the servants essentially hang out in and keep an eye on dinner guests, and then dart in and out to like refresh drinks and bring plates, take away plates and stuff like that from, and find yourself in a kitchen. Getting into the kitchen, you can see a tall, broad-shouldered man in what looks like dress blues, but with no cap, talking to the chef. He says, Giesman says, "Knight Commander, your guests are here." You see the man turn around, kind of a silver-haired, 50s-ish military man, a man that you saw yesterday. He says, Dr. Prasic. He seems to be wiping his hands of something. He says, "Come here."
Sure. I step forward.
He says, "It's good to see you. I'm sorry for the informality of this request, but I have a very tight schedule and I wanted to speak with you about a few things. This is not where I meant to receive you. However, I did tell him to get you now because I didn't want you and your company waiting for too long. Follow me."
Sure. Nope. Sure. Lead the way.
Says, "Ensign, you're relieved of your duties for the evening?" He says, "Yes, Knight Commander." And you see him give a salute, and he turns around, snaps around, and walks away. You guys go out through the kitchen and through a couple more halls, and you go to what looks like a private study. And as you walk in, you can see the princess who you've seen in photographs and propaganda films and whatnot. You see the princess, Maya Adelfrid, sitting behind a desk in the study. She stands up and turns to you and offers you each a warm smile and says,
Give her a little bow, head nod, and smile.
"Gentlemen, Dr. Prasic, Lieutenant Axel, I'm unfamiliar with your other guests.
This is Vought, Thomas Vought?
Johann Vought.
Johann Vought. All right.
Mr. Vought, pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Princess Adelfrid. I'm sure you're aware of my husband, the Knight Commander, Ulfrid here. Ulfrid, can you get a window?"
Forgive the miscommunication, Your Grace.
No worries. Terminus is here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is Ulfrid, can you get a window for us, please? Our guest here, she motions towards Terminus, and he is, yes. You see him walk over and crack a window, or I should say open fully a window.
Apologies for the inconvenience, Your Majesty.
It's not a problem. You are the one that they're calling Terminus, correct?
If
Formally,
it
and she looks.
pleases your majesty, I may introduce myself.
Please.
Terminus Zandink. Theoretical and practical engineer, linguist, and part-time saboteur, and currently at your service.
She cocks her head at part-time saboteur. I see. I hope my husband has told you about the nature of this meeting. Well, I should say the unofficial nature of this meeting so far. But there seems to be some questions that I think that you and your company might be able to answer. She looks down at some notes and she says, previously, your designation, Terminus, was XKY47-2, is that correct? Your Zandink second model?
Correct, your majesty.
Good. Just checking for bookkeeping's sake. Obviously, I have extensive dossiers on all of you, with the exception of Mr. Vought here. But we do have liaisons in USV that conduct business as well as trade, or trade as well as military business. Recently, OSI has informed me that your brother Hakan, she looks at Dr. Prasik, has come across some sort of anomaly. The notes here are saying that there's some sort of experimental material that is poisonous to those around. Is this correct?
Yes. Interesting that you all have that now. Yeah.
She-
I
You see
published those.
her. You see her as you're talking. Your eyes kind of follow her hands, and you see that she's got some of the paperwork that you've published in academia on the table. It looks like she's probably read up on you in the meantime, like before this meeting.
Yeah, I was saying that I published those papers a while ago. Yes, the Savange that had plagued the silver mine for decades. I had learned how to refine it and remove it to allow the silver production to occur.
I see. I think you're more well versed in this, aren't you, Ulfrid? He says, well, I've read a few other things, but OSI seems to have come to the conclusion that there is some sort of production on this material that you've come to that is of relatively important military significance. Moreover, that the Ruslanders in the theater of Illicoven are seeking to obtain a larger supply of it. Can you possibly brief the two of us on what the capabilities of this mineral are?
That's what this is about, Alfred. Okay, well, to keep it brief as much as I can, Savange itself is a unusual material in the fact that it has several, and I'm going to go into the properties of its radioactivity, but I don't really call it radioactivity. I don't know what
Right.
it is. It does to people and everything,
Miasma.
and then the miasma that it produces, and that it's but that we have discovered some very interesting uses for it so far, and I Dash 2, if you don't mind, I'm going to produce the booster that we've developed.
In association with Dr. Prasik's work and my so-called theoretical engineering, we have produced this jumper unit, which has proven capable of rendering previously inert diesel mix of Ruslander design to operability.
Yes, it circumvents their need for the Tesla recharging that they do every night. Additionally, I've you're gonna have to take my word for it, but I want to produce from my pocket the the vial that's in its lead container.
Okay.
Additionally, my brother Hakan had came across some means to increase its potency 30-fold. Inside this vial is a sample of the Savange with this increased potency. I dare not open it in our presence currently, as I told you, the miasma is dangerous enough in its more natural state. In this state, it's likely to be incredibly deadly. And I'm going to put it away.
Okay. There is a look of concern on Maya's face when you produce the vial that is potentially deadly that you managed to apparently smuggle into the into the fucking palace.
Oh, it was a cigar case. They bought it. Yo, suckers! No, it's perfectly safe.
The Knight Commander looks at you after a moment, looking back at the Princess Adelfrid, making sure that she's got her composure, and then looks back to you and says, "Yes, about that. We're going to need a sample of that for our science wing. It seems as though your brother was engaged in some sort of transaction that involves Russian scientists or Ruslan scientists, people who are involved in the technological innovation of the East European Imperial Alliance.
Yeah, I'm aware.
OSA has uncovered the nature, the existence of this correspondence. However, at this time, it has been deemed benign. I've also been made aware that your brother is missing, which of course begs the question: if you have this, has this fallen into the hands of the EEIA, and what are its ramifications? Does this look like something you've seen in your studies that you've conducted? You see him pull out a envelope with some photographs, black and white photographs. He hands you the envelope.
I'm gonna take the envelope for him, and I want to open it up and take a look at the photographs myself.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll?
For what?
For the envelopes, the photographs.
You don't need to roll anything right now. Okay. They're pretty plain photographs. Inside, you can see what looks like a macabre detailing of people who seem to have been experimented on by Savange. Missing hair, levels of liquefaction in their cells that are drastically more so than you've ever seen in safe testing done in your laboratories on non-humans. These are, in the bottom, you can see earmarked photographs. Say that these were recovered from Pavanage, which is up here north of Broniger, by OSA teams that were operating behind enemy lines. Looking through the pictures, they're horrific. Women and children emaciated and like losing most of their hair. Imagine pretty much the worst you can imagine out of cancer.
I'm just doing that to see if I keep my composure.
There are other images of people with burned limbs that don't look like typical fire burning. If Mr. Axel is looking at these, yes. Like it looks like it has been like burnt by radiation. Something that's almost new to you. In fact, if it weren't for the grotesque nature of it, it's somewhat of an interesting anomaly to you. Now, he says, we're aware of these experiments, and we're trying to figure out what exactly is causing these. This is worrisome, obviously, for quite a few reasons. I don't know the capabilities of this substance you talk about, but if it's what they purport, what OSI is reporting that the EEIA is looking for, this could spell a whole new slew of problems.
First, can I ask, when I'm looking at the pictures again, when were these taken?
These are relatively new. These came back from Pavanage 3 days ago.
3 days ago. Some of this is extremely advanced cases of savage poisoning.
OSI has
These-
reported strange explosions in the Negriand areas that do not follow, traditional methods of explosion. They're also reporting that people who have scouted the zones that have been hit have been racked with nausea,
vomiting,
intense pains. Yes.
loss of hair.
Yes, these sort of symptoms are fairly common. We've lost
Tumor.
a few. Well, I don't know about tumors yet. Those haven't been reported. But if you say that that's something that could happen, it's important to note. You see Maya is scribbling away something as you guys are talking.
Oh, the timeline makes no sense unless they figured out how to create this more potent savage themselves. I've been exposed to small quantities of savage over the years, and as you can see, I'm still mostly healthy. And the people who have been, workers of mine who have even had accidental exposure to larger quantities of it, haven't been this bad off ever in my time. This is far more than worrisome.
It almost looks like your women and children. I don't know why they should be even exposed to it. It's almost as if they were being tested in maybe factories or labs.
Do the timestamps themselves? Do they mark like the pictures? Do they seem to look like someone's documenting these individuals, other than just like OSI?
No, this is
taking a picture
OSI
of-
having found like groups of people in cages that have been
captured and
experimented upon.
okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
This is 100% human experimentation.
Yeah.
This is absolutely disgusting. Why would
What
they
are the
do
other
this?
practical applications of this substance aside from being a poison?
Well,
At least theoretically.
Well, theoretically, I've been toying with the idea of using it as a power source. And as you probably already know, any power source can be turned into a weapon as well. I mean, take gunpowder and diesel, for instance. These were just power sources before we started using them with weaponry.
If you were just to take a venture at a guess, where do you think they're trying to apply this technology? And anything that might help us get some insight here is going to help our people on the front lines.
You said explosions, correct?
Well, I didn't see them myself, but OSI is reporting that there have been minor explosions where the symptoms after the fact crop up within Nagrand.
It's base level. If they're attempting to spread it rapidly, I can see them using explosions to rapidly spread it, but I just wonder if it's possible that even creating more of this volatile state of it is... I wonder if in this state it's capable of exploding itself. I haven't done any experimentation with this version of it yet, but I could venture to guess that it is, as in its more stable state, it's capable of bypassing the need for the Tesla recharge. I mean, I would assume that in this more volatile state, it's probably capable of powering items entirely.
I would say we've already used it for bypassing the necessity for the Tesla coils. So I'm sure that if the Russians got their hands on it, they too would, to some capacity, probably figure out its capabilities if we found it out. Even though Dr. Prasik naturally has had significantly more years, I'm sure with enough manpower they would discover its capabilities, much like we have.
You see the Knight Commander nod thoughtfully.
Nico Tesla is working as far as
Nikola Tesla contacted my brother directly. I wonder if he was attempting to. I wonder if he got his hands on Prowler himself.
I'm curious if
Brower. Lambert Brower. That's who we need to find.
Lambert Brower.
Yes. He was the one that worked with my brother to create the more potent version of Savange. If I can find him, I can work with him to create more of it and study it a little bit better and figure out what else I can do.
You see the Knight Commander nod. You see the princess continuing to write down notes. The princess then looks up and says, about this substance, you say that it was used to power their technology when their charge time was going on, yes?
Well,
This device here?
it didn't independently power it. It was still powered by the diesel, but we believe that, without getting into too much of the nitty-gritty of it, we believe they supplement the diesel power with some form of electricity through the Tesla charging time periods. We were able to bypass that recharge period and help boost it to power it during its off times.
I wonder
Basically,
if the Russians are trying to make some sort of innovation so that they would be less reliant on Tesla's work.
Or
Probably wouldn't be
or
very-
even diesel altogether.
well, I think it's more reliant less on having to maintain vast quantities of diesel, especially when you're running hundreds upon hundreds of different mechanized units. You know, any conservation of diesel would extensively increase your ability to stay within a region and maintain its lockdown, much like what's happening near Ilikoven and some of the other frontline regions. Imagine never having to fuel up on diesel even. I mean, that in itself seems like a crazy notion, but
You
I mean-
think that this power source is that potent?
Yes.
well, not the one
Yes,
you
no.
have right
No,
here.
yes, I 100% believe that this is that potent, and I'm gonna pat my pocket where I'm keeping the thing.
If it gets amplified, I would absolutely assume, just based on watching Dr. Prasik's work and just monitoring some of his notes, though I'm not a man of his research, I've seen it working firsthand for us as we've experimented. I think it
Axel.
very well could.
Trust me, I believe it is that potent, Knight Commander.
Dante, you
I
ever
believe-
interrupt me again like that, you little punk, when I'm explaining?
The Knight Commander nods, and you can see like a kind of a grim facade fall over his face.
I believe it is absolutely necessary that we, with this being said, we secure Silver as soon as possible and make sure that they do not take those mines from us anytime soon. There's still vast quantities of unearthed Savange still buried in there. I have stores of it hidden away in essentially locked off areas that I've just basically told the miners not to go into. But it's all there, so.
I understand. Is there anywhere else this might have come from?
Other than small samples that I kept at Ilkoven and Octarine, not a lot of it is outside of Silver itself.
That you're aware of?
No, that I'm sure there's much more of it buried in the earth elsewhere, but
The Knight Commander nods.
and like I said, it's very dangerous to process. In fact, it's very likely some of these people have simply been used to mine this stuff earlier.
The Princess Maya looks up from her book, or where she's writing, and she says, "For the time being, Dr. Prasik, I'm going to commandeer control of your minds for the good of the nation. You will be compensated, I think, very fairly. But if there's something like this threat in our lands, we need to make sure that there's a military presence, keeping it out of, keeping it out of the market, for one, but keeping it that technology potentially safe. We might start a new research division in Silver. Obviously, if you would like it, you know the most about it. We would be supporting you fully in this endeavor.
Yes,
for research.
that's what I was going to say next. If at all, I can assist in researching. I would. You have my service. I understand
We
that.
wouldn't turn away your brilliance, Doctor. That said, we're going to have to act relatively soon. These photographs have been keeping me up at night. And if this is just the next wave of Russian technology, we have to do what we can to try and at least mitigate some of the sources, you understand.
No, I completely understand. As long as I can still have some access to it in order for my research,
We'll make sure that you're in charge of the development, but we're going to give you a team that will report to us to make sure that everything is accounted for and being done as safely as possible in the interest of the realm. And as I said, the silver production in the area, we'll get to that later. I don't know about the business ramifications for silver, but like I said, we will compensate you so as not to cause any undue hardship for your service. That said, we need to know the capabilities of this as quickly as possible. OSI has also informed us that you got photographs, aerial photographs.
Oh, yes.
From the New Dawn.
I'm gonna terminus, if you will. The envelope.
I would assume you brought that. You don't need
Yeah,
to
we
get
brought that. No, I'm not bending
that-
that. That was for the Savage, because I didn't say.
Oh, okay.
Your Majesty.
I produced the materials.
Yeah, these are the aerial reconnaissance the photos that we took. I'm gonna pass it over to her. To the Knight Commander first, as he's standing closer, probably.
Yeah. The Knight Commander takes them and walks them over to the desk. The two of them kind of look over them. Thank you. We hadn't had a chance to get records sent up yet. So this is our first time seeing these.
Yes, if I had known, I hadn't known this would be more of a business arrangement. I thought this was a social thing. These were meant to be a gift.
Yeah, it seems to match the dimensions from what the report from the Commandant says. The Knight Commander replies, "Yeah, it's bigger than it sounded like in the report. Speaking of, Dr. Prasic, we've gotten reports from your son in Exta. He's in Dexter season right now. He's fine. He's been doing good work. You see him kind of like looking over the pictures.
Thank you. Any word of my wife? I believe she was with them in Decker season.
I believe that she's probably with them as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I can look into that for you.
Thank you.
What is this? He points to the camp.
I myself am not certain. In fact, I was currently working with Terminus here on an idea to develop some means to take night photography in order to revisit the area at night when we might have a better opportunity to get closer to it and take more photos.
Dr. Prasic wishes to perform modifications to the design of the backpacks, which I have recently miniaturized, to add in addition to the quartz lenses to allow for night photography.
Night photography, eh? We've had some people in R&D looking at, I believe, some prototypes that you gentlemen had brought in.
Yes, they were captured, redesigned parts of Striders, I believe the Ruslanders called them. They're backpack harness units that they use to see at night.
The Mark II Strade, as I recall the Ruslanders call it.
You see him nod.
The blue quartz eye lenses, those things that I'm sure some people on the front have seen a few times now.
We're familiar. They're fairly common in Rosendahl. We've managed to collect a couple units over the months. We're currently working trying to locate a source of the crystal quartz that they're using for the lenses, but haven't really had much luck. Some of the people think it might be in Finlandia, where it's coming from.
Yes, I was about to ask if you had any available ones for us to use to fashion into, or to adapt to use with a camera.
I'll have to look into it. I don't know what our reserves look like exactly at the moment. But I know that there's enough units that we could probably repurpose some of the quartz if that's possible.
It actually is. It's how we managed to get the miniaturization done.
This aerial photography. Do you think you can get close enough to get good photographs of this camp?
Optimally, that's why we want to go at night. As you can see, I'm like kind of trying to point for where I am. The New Dawn is pretty much within range of that camp. Makes me wonder if it's our camp or theirs.
That would be important to find out. I'll see if OSI can get contact with the remnant forces, the resistant forces in the area. Maybe they can give us more information about the topic.
Sorry, Knight Commander, may I ask if OSI has any word on an individual that was with us before? Jacques Dumont was what he was going by while he was here?
Jacques Dumont?
Yes.
The terrorist from Negrand?
Yes, that individual.
As far as I understand, he is in the area of Ilikoven leading Black Lions, which, if you're not familiar, are a resistance group that cropped up during the transition of power. He says, with kind of like a roll of the eye, very faint. The transition of power in Negriond. We're not sure if he's alive or dead, but the presence of the Black Lion and in subversive actions taken in the county of Ilikoven against the occupying EEIA would suggest that the Black Lions are still using, the Resistance are still using that moniker to to terrorize the local forces. Unfortunately, at this point, we're starting to run into the more battle-hardened warriors on the fronts, as the conscripts, many of them have either become battle-hardened or died. Sorry, Molly said something. So the Knight Commander then says, well, gentlemen, is there anything else you want to add? Is there anything maybe I'm not aware of that you guys have discovered on your end?
If it pleases your grace and the Knight Commander, I would put forth that I currently have designs and a working prototype of a lead-lined suit that would allow for safer, if nothing else, experimentation on Sauvage.
We'll have to put you to work on that. That should help quite nicely. The Knight Commander looks over at Mr. Vought and says, Mr. Vought, one question.
Yes, sir.
We don't have anything even remotely with the operational capabilities as that vehicle I have heard is yours
Mhm.
out in the bay. It says C Senora on the side.
Yes, sir.
If it comes to a point where we're going to attack the New Dawn, would you be willing to allow us the use of your plane for the operation? We'd be willing to compensate you for any damage or to replacing it. But I think that we would be able to operate much quicker than trying to have one commissioned in Vinland and sent to us.
If I'm being honest, sir, I think we've already started talks about what an assault on the New Dawn might look like, given that Dr. Prasik's brother is presumed to be on the particular ship.
You have proof that he's on the New Dawn?
Only the word of one of their intelligence agents from before. I believe Olsai still has them in their custody.
It says, looking at the Knight Commander, she says, that's Starik. He's in the notes. That's what they call him anyways. Pyotr Krasnikov is his name.
To clarify, for the sake of brevity, Your Majesty, I was the one who intercepted the communications over telecommunications wire directly for both the location of Starik, the name of the Zeppelin, and the supposed location of Prasek's brother.
The princess looks at you and says, "You're a machine of many talents. Out of curiosity, does Zandink have or does Dr. Zandink have the Dash 1 prototype?"
I presume the Dash 1 prototype you're talking about is the one that's currently sitting in the engineering division?
Yes.
Currently, I believe that is in the hands of one... There are my notes. Captain Antonius Burkhardt. He seemed somewhat disillusioned in its use, however. I am currently unaware of Zandink's status.
It seems that nobody has contacted Zandink in roughly a month. Well, I guess I'm going to have to talk to Captain Burkhardt. I would like to speak with the Dash 1 model again. The Knight Commander said...
Your Grace.
Say it again?
Again, Your Grace.
It says yes, when Dr. Zandink first got the O1 prototype from Dr. Einhurst Kleinen from Rhineland, it was sent through, and myself as well as the Knight Commander here, we were part of the original team that okayed Zandink to continue experimentation on the O1 model. The O1 model, I believe, much like yourself, has capabilities that were deemed by others in the field too dangerous, potentially, for the time being, to operate without certain protocols. In fact, I hear a tale, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but that Dr. Einhurst Kleinen himself lost a hand when handling, I believe it was either you or the Dash 1 model when they first came in.
To clarify, Your Grace, that is a memory I distinctly have.
She nods. Be it as it may, the Dash 1 unit as well as yourself are obviously functionally different than any of the robots that are currently being used in the line. We haven't even seen the Ruslanders using the same models since this point, so we believe that they've probably come to a similar assessment about the dangerous nature of the XK series and the Dash 1 models thereafter. it would be interesting to find out if there is more to that can be expected in the pipeline. But I myself was particularly interested in the intelligence level, the capability of learning from the O1 unit, as well as yourself. But part of our agreement is that the -2 variant yourself was essentially given creative freedom, or we would give creative freedom to Dr. Zandink.
If it pleases your grace, perhaps sometime in the future could be set aside for a philosophical or political discussion.
I would like that. When time allows. You see her mentioning time kind of look at one of the large, grandfather clocks in the room. You see the Knight Commander also, following her cue, look over at the clock, and then look back at her, and you see her kind of give a nod like, it's okay. She says, I'm going to start the paperwork, Dr. Prasik, on the governmental takeover of your mines. I will have those sent to your residence in the city here, if that's acceptable. We will talk about details before anything is finalized. Know that we are doing this out of security for, Greiterdam as a whole. There's no telling if EEIA agents haven't infiltrated Zilver and are having some of your workers leak this to them, the nature of that. So OSI is going to be heading to Zilver as well to do some investigations. I certainly hope that's not the case, but we can't rule it out at this point. The Knight Commander says, additionally, we need to get eyes on that facility in the Sentinel Mountains. If you think that aerial photography is a valid method of gaining reconnaissance on this, and one that would be expedient, please let us know when you have a better idea of the timetable there. We want to act quick. The faster we get the EIA out of our country, the better. We can't allow them the time to innovate this savage, as you call it, into a more useful weapon, or God forbid, a new type of power plant system for the currently existing mechs in each theater. If you can't deal with, or if you can't get it done in a timely manner, we may just ask that reconnaissance be done. We don't have a whole lot of aircraft that aren't Zeppelins at this point in time. We're making some negotiations with the UKE and, of course, the USV. But every second counts in a war. That said, our people will be going to check on it ourselves. If you manage to get any further intelligence on it, please refer it to Major Thompson in HQ, and he'll send it right up to us.
Yes, thank you, Your Grace.
You see the Knight Commander again look at the clock, and he says, all right, well, if there's nothing further, we have other business to attend to. I apologize for the informality of this meeting. Perhaps we can schedule something a little more formal in the future. I just want you to know that we're very grateful to those of you who owe us no allegiance. He looks at Mr. Vought. And to those of you who are patriots doing this for country, he looks at the rest of you and says, we do look forward to working with you in the future in matters of science as well as military. If you need to send anything further to us, as Maya has said, speak to Major Thompson. He'll make sure that it gets to us. And if there's nothing further, gentlemen, we release you on your own again.
Bow to them.
Yep.
Bow as well.
And do
Okay.
the take 3 steps back and turn thing.
Is that there's nothing else you want to say to them?
Just one more thing. I just want to make sure that the sorry. So, Your Grace. In relation to the mine and reparations for seizing it, I just want to make sure at my work I have time to notify my workers before you do so in order to prepare them for the news. They've been concerned as of late that they'll be replaced by a mechanical force and such, and I just want to alleviate their worries and make sure that they understand that this isn't something that's happening.
I don't
Yes.
think anyone is going to lose their job at the mine. We still need material resource from that mine. It's pretty important to Gretterdom. We just need to make sure that the areas where this mineral comes from are properly regulated and maintained. Make sure that we know who goes in and out so that we're not hemorrhaging this stuff into the city streets. These pictures are horrifying, and we don't want to see what the end goal is that the EIA has planned here. So that means battening down every hatch. But we'll go over the details, and I'm sure you'll find our offer more than fair.
Yes, thank you.
If I could impose one last question, Your Majesty, Knight Commander.
Of course.
Due to recent intelligence of an attack on the Ilakovan resistance front, from which Zandink was last seen and placed, his demise, displacement, or otherwise unknown status concerns me slightly. In the event of Boudwin's demise, what happens to me?
You see the Knight Commander kind of look at the princess, and the princess look at him for a second. I want you to understand that I've had some experience with your predecessor model, the Dash 1 variant. And I do understand that you are more than property. That said, you will be likely given citizenship. In fact, I don't see why we don't do that. You see her kind of look back at the Knight Commander. He kind of shrugs, like, that's your call, I don't know. Yeah, you're the one hanging out with the robots. Kind of look on his face. She says, you'll be given full citizenship, but that means that you will have to swear allegiance to the king, to the royal family as well. Are these acceptable terms?
My character nods.
I will endeavor to be worth the risk, Your Grace, Knight Commander.
The princess and the Knight Commander both nod. We'll contact you soon about your citizenship. If there's nothing else, gentlemen, we have other appointments to attend.
Of course, Your Grace. Come then, gentlemen. Let's do what we do best. Turn tragedies into triumphs.
I throw open my mouth.
I follow him.
I like squint up my face. Like, really?
You see the Knight Commander walk over to the door, and he cracks the door and whispers something out into the hallway. And as he walks away from the door, you can see Giesman Adelfred, the ensign, walk back in. He says, "Gentlemen, if you'll follow me, I'll escort you from the premises."
Okay.
I guess.
Yep.
You follow in line and follow him through the hallways, a much more expedient route this time, not having to stop at the kitchen. And eventually find yourself walking out past all of the other royal company and out into the courtyard where he leaves you essentially to find your way out. You go and you collect the silver ghost and presumably head home.
Yep. So, I guess we're gonna have to go get dinner somewhere else.
Wait, say that one more time.
Gotta go get dinner someplace else.
Oh,
You
So-
have
yeah.
a place in mind, Dr. Prusik.
So hilariously, Dante, when he invited you to speak, he didn't say anything about dinner. You just went with that.
Yeah, I had the idea of dinner in my head.
He was like, yeah, I want to meet you. Come to the royal palace. We'll talk.
Yeah, go get
It was
ship,
like
we'll get-
informal. That's why there was no set time. But you were like, it's gonna be a dinner, and I was like, well, they're not
Ooh.
calling to like tell you no to that, but all right. Anyway,
Dante was hungry.
I'm hungry, man. Let's go get something to eat.
have you ever had shawarma?
So
yeah.
we do have
I
a
love it.
backup plan here for getting reconnaissance photos of that camp.
Well, I'm
Right.
supposing the backup plan is we just fly in and hope they don't shoot us. But
No,
the plan A is that we build the night photography and we fly in at
Yes.
night and hope they don't shoot us.
You
Right,
guys are
so-
piling into the silver ghost and about to like turn the car over, and you see a man in essentially black military uniform. He's got what looks like OSI tags or insignia on his arm, and he walks over to Dr. Axel, and he just leans over and says, "You're clean, sir. You were being followed.
I was being followed.
Your group was being followed, yes.
Do you know who the individual was?
They were members of Alyosha's crew. They followed
that's-
you to this area. We tracked them down. They're in custody.
Fantastic work. Good to know that eyes are still open.
Is it a real big guy?
A few of them, but be that as it may, sir, try and keep your eyes open in the future. It seems as though you're a person of interest, you and your friends here. Gentlemen, have a good evening.
I go
Oh,
without
thank
a
you.
trench gun for one day and we get followed by Russians.
I'm pretty sure they've been following us for a while, hoping for an opportunity to try and snatch one of us. That's why, Terminus. That's why I've been saying I don't want you going out alone.
You're just too much of a snack.
Speaking of which, shit, Striver's out there by herself right now.
In your home.
Hopefully she's at home.
Probably not.
If you were Striver, where would you go right now, Vought?
Well, I don't know the city that well.
Just tell me give me an idea of what kind of place you'd be looking for.
Based off of experience, a bar.
There's a
Yeah.
lot.
Hold on. I wrote down that. Copper Elephant. That's my guess.
Maybe we should try and spin by really quick.
With or without our
Icing
weapons.
The brass baboon.
Right.
Brass baboon.
Brass baboon.
The
What was
baboon
it?
saloon.
What was it? The skunk place?
The puzzled skunk.
Yeah, the puzzled skunk.
Yeah. People here in this region, man, they have some interesting pub names. Like, yeah, let's just name it the Puzzled Skunk. The Copper Elephant. I mean, I ain't judging them. Just saying.
But what I was gonna mention is that the backup, the second, or obviously the primary plan would be to figure out how to get the quartz lenses to work on the camera. The second is to use the Pegasus and whoever is piloting the Pegasus to wear said lenses, right? To wear the backpack.
Yes, just wear the backpack, fly down, see what they see,
Right,
and come
fly
back.
down, see what they see, come back and report. Right, that's the backup plan. And then the third, if we can't do that for whatever reason, then it would just be to fly over there, snap a bunch of photos, and hope we don't get shot.
You guys are driving around the city streets having this conversation. Not really sure of where you're going, either back to the townhouse or out to grab something to eat or to a bar or...
Well, I'm guessing first, primarily, let's go to the townhouse and change and
Get
our
out of
weapons.
these
Get out
gangster
nice-
cool outfits.
Yeah, they fit perfectly.
God damn it, man! Got all dressed up. And
They're like
everything.
super comfortable, stretching all the right places.
Tight in all the wrong places.
Hide all the right guns.
Mine comes with like a little Derringer slot holder right on the inside. It's great.
You
I
have
say we'll
like-
go back and change for sure.
You have like a garter belt for your fucking Derringer.
Oh yeah.
Fanny pack built in.
Oh wow,
Don't judge me. It's one of a kind.
it's 1918, man. I ain't gonna judge.
Yeah, and maybe, I mean, if we're lucky, Shriver's at the house and we don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
But if she is out, then yeah, we'll go track her down. Or try to track her down, as the case may be.
Okay. So you guys make your way back towards the townhouse. Getting back to the townhouse, you can see that the lights around the property are relatively dim, which is usually the case when it's just Mr. Bulk home. You guys pull into the driveway, and you see a light come on out on the steps on the way up to the townhouse. And Mr. Bach walks out.
Fuck.
Yes, sir.
Evening. Isn't Miss Shriver home by any chance?
She left some time ago, sir.
Did she say where she was going?
She doesn't tell me these things, sir.
Notice roll to see if we're being followed.
All right.
Again.
On a 10?
Again.
Mhm.
That's nice. It doesn't look like you're being followed.
Now I'm ultra suspicious. And it's time for my hindrance to start kicking in again.
Oh.
I now refuse to go outside ever again.
Oh, that's it. He's become a
Everybody-
shut-in.
Time he crosses the road, he looks both ways.
Twice.
Both ways again.
Now then, Terminus, mount that Vickers to the fucking Silver Ghost. I'll not be absconded by some fucking ruffians.
They wanted to fight. We bring it to them.
With
He just
gun.
he just holds up in the bathtub with the Vickers machine gun, like fucking poised on the lip. No, you can't make me go.
I think that's more paranoid than cautious.
Right?
Isn't
sure.
the major for cautious paranoia? Or is cautious already the major?
I think it's a minor.
Yeah, I thought the major was like paranoia, where like everyone and everything is out to get you.
Oh yeah, it's great, and it's the best to roleplay.
Yeah, it
God
is
help you
considered
if
a
you're
minor.
group with one.
These are my two current. But I've never had to intimidate anybody, so
I
Hey,
had no idea you were mild mannered.
he's always been super polite to everybody. Haven't you seen that?
I've been trying to be polite
Even
a
peop-
lot.
No, even people who like straight up insult him to his face, he's like, "Oh, okay, that's just your opinion."
except when I was trying to tell the man of the highest power I could ever try to talk to him, and then Dr. Price was like, "Nah, listen, just shut up. Don't ever say anything ever again." It's like, well,
You're running your mouth too much. Just shut up now.
there goes
Says
my chance to
Presic.
ever have an opportunity to gain anything in this life.
I mean, that's what you get hanging around with the rich man.
I'll kill him in his sleep. Doesn't matter.
Eat the rich.
I haven't wrote you into my will yet. You gotta wait a while.
I don't need your will.
I'm waiting for Schmidt to die so that I can write you into the will instead.
Oh no! Don't say that, Dante. Oh yeah. So you receive a telegram the next day. Your son's dead. Your wife too.
Because Axel, you're now my adopted son. Congratulations on the promotion.
Yee-hoo! I have a whole bunch of money.
It's weird. He died during a routine physical.
It's
this
this thing.
thing.
Just fell down dead.
All right, speaking of people who are gonna fall down dead, let's go change and go get Striver.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out of here. Stupid nice pinstripe suit.
Hey, I'll be right back.
No,
spent so much.
Okay.
dead
I
too.
spent so much money on. I spent so much plastics money on this thing. Look at it this way: you're gonna have something fancy when you go back to Marzia.
If she's
Marsman.
even alive.
Janicki Marsman.
Janicki Marsman. I don't know why I said Marzia. I guess her name sounds
Cutie
like
pie.
Marzia. Yeah, her name sounds like Marzia. That's how I'm gonna picture her from now on in my head. She's just Marzia.
Same. Ultra cute.
Okay. All right.
I'm spending all my bennies for this session just on that.
Okay.
Okay.
It's done. You just gotta provide a black and white picture of Marzia, and we're good to go.
Easy. You think that's hard?
Time to open up Photoshop. Actually, you know what? I'm changing it. Selena Gomez is now what she looks like.
Ugh,
nice.
puke.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute puke.
I don't see how you people say that. I crushed
I
Selena
don't.
Gomez for like the first...
I don't.
Man.
No. She's always had a
Probably
weird
till I was
face.
like 14. Big cutie. Don't at me.
She's always had a super weird face. No lie.
Well, Dante, most people probably think that about you, like, in your entirety. Like, he's just super weird.
That's not untrue.
That was a little harsh. I'll take it back. Tell you what, though, after we're done playing, I'm gonna go slam down some cookies, because I'm in the mood.
No
Cookies.
lie, that's something that
want
someone
cookies.
once said. It was like, he is weird, but he's nice. He's alright.
He's alright, I guess.
I think she was just trying to downplay me to her friends so they don't steal me away.
Because you a snack. But you're not a
Oh,
Texas snack pack, so
Yeah, you know how it is. It's okay.
one day Sylvie will send me my webcam so I can upload to YouTube and be a Texas snack pack.
One day Sylvie will actually get us the fucking bracelets.
Oh,
What is this? What are you talking about?
the bracelets?
Yeah.
Or Sylvie in general?
Well, yeah. What are you talking about? What is Sophie supposed to be doing?
So when I started doing like the ramen uploads, because Ashley, who's Tanaka's wife,
Yeah.
she sent me all those like ramens and like all this Korean stuff, and she's like, my only stipulation is you do like an upload review on it, so that I can watch and see what you think about it. It's like, all right, deal. So I uploaded it for the whole community. Obviously, I think you've seen some of them as they come breezing by.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, it's nothing grand, so don't worry, you haven't missed anything. But anyway, Sovi was like, yo, these are legit hilarious, and I'm gonna send you. He's like, do you got a webcam just so you can like upload it professionally, like record it and have good software and everything instead of being on your phone? I was like, no, I'm just doing it off my phone just for fun because somebody asked. He's like, you really should consider just like uploading to YouTube in general. He's like, you're pretty funny, and I think people would enjoy seeing your expressions and everything. I was like, I mean,
He's
maybe.
like, you're pretty cute.
yeah, I mean, pretty much. And he's like, I'm gonna send you a webcam. He's like, give me your address. Gave him my address. Never sent the webcam.
Oh no, he's sending a hit rapist.
Oh my.
What is it with the hit rape instead of with the next?
I mean, I'm not nearly opposed to it at this point in my life.
A man can tolerate a good donkey punch every now and again.
I'm really.
There you go. A good black and white picture of Marzia. That kind of fits the period.
I'm into like getting stomped. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I actually know somebody who got roped into doing that.
Got roped into doing what?
Getting their genitalia stomped on.
No,
Oh.
doing the stomping.
Oh,
Oh.
So like, yeah, it was like some friend of James.
Did you just say hot?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was some friend of James's that like, I guess some dude really liked her feet and was like, "Hey, why don't you come up to my super expensive mansion?" And because you know that like they make like reject porn in Phoenix, so
Dude, what?
what?
yo, yeah, dude. So like, there's like a bunch of it's because it's like a suburb of LA, right? It's like Phoenix, right? So because of that, then you get this like overflow of people, and so like I think a guy that Corey is friends with like lives in some big ass mansion in Phoenix, and he's like a porn director, for example. And so like, yeah, and then and going beyond that, like I rumor has it that there's a it's at a there used to be a place at a mall out in, where was it? Oh, out in like Tempe or Mesa or whatever. It was like that one of the offices there is where they would film like some of the backroom casting couch stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, Arizona is like reject like weird porn stuff.
X confirm.
I don't be knowing, dog.
I do remember reading a lot of that coming here probably 6-8 years ago because the laws got more stringent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember them talking about like sex clubs back then, but I've never fucking heard one for a long time. That was like pre 2010, even, I think. I could be wrong. I mean, not exactly the kind of place I go hang out.
Right. No, but I saw something pop up on some subreddit, and it was like a short little clip of some chick, and she was in like in the comments, some guys like, "Oh, I know what mall that is," and then like you read through more of the comments, and like people start telling stories about like, "Oh yeah, I was dating this girl, and like she went over there, and like, yeah." So it's definitely a thing.
Wonderful.
I gotta get out of session early tonight, if that's okay. Something's just come up. It's my penis. It's come up.
Oh boy.
It's the first time in years.
I'm
There
okay
was-
actually with calling it right here.
There's like
start
one
on
more
the
thing.
look for-
There's like one more thing I gotta mention. So
Okay.
there was some video clip that popped up that was of some chick dressed as one of the Sailor Scouts at Phoenix Comic Con one year, and like I've been to Comic Con like a ton of times, and so like I know what that convention center looks like, right? I can
Mhm.
like navigate it like the back of my hand, and so I saw like it popped up, and I was like, what the fuck? And like there's some shot or some clip where she's in some back room by herself, like doing
Blasting
stuff.
it?
Yeah, and you're like, this is weird. Like, I know where these places are, where these people show up at. This is weird.
People are weird, yo.
Should I have stopped the recording like 5 minutes ago, or should I just keep this in?
Yeah, you can cut that out.
Keep it. Internet might want to know.
For the 4 people that are going to listen to this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta keep it for them kids, right?
One day, someone's gonna stumble across it, and they're gonna want to know what the first episodes were, and they're like, "Yo, where are the rest of these? Where are the first episodes of this?"
I'll tell you where they are. Up my ass.